boys?
What's happening, man? We're back in.
We're back in the studio.
We're back in the studio.
Yeah,
correct.
I like that. Yeah.
We are not. We're not Skyping today.
We're not Skyping today. No, which I like.
We're right in front of each other's faces.
We are, and it's freezing.
It is a bit chilly.
It's chilly outside.
It's chilly outside.
Yeah,
but
it's hard when I walk to work, because I still walk to work because there's no point. I live very close to where I work. That's when I listen to my podcasts, right? And it's freezing. It turns podcasts into something weird.
You've got like a negative connotation within your brain now. Subliminally, you're like, whenever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of podcasts.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome to Nic, Tys and Videotape.
Yes.
It's episode number 61.
Shit.
Yeah, we're moving along, man. This is pretty great.
61. We are over the halfway mark.
We're going to be knocking down 100 soon.
We're going to be doing something really good for 100.
Yeah, 100's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I've nearly finished.
Oh, the first notebook.
The first Nic, Tys and Videotape notebook.
There you go.
That's going to be interesting.
I finished my first one ages ago. That's because for the first half was all ideas about the podcast.
Yeah, true. Good point. Yeah.
I still have it, though.
Today we're doing... I didn't write the year. Is it 2000?
It's 2000, and that's why I picked it, because... I was asking Tys, I was like, Tys, I want to do a 2000s movie. You know,
we may have picked the most 2000s movie of all time,
really
so we've done pretty well.
Yeah, because I wanted that. There was such a feel around 2000s. All the girls were wearing glitter, body glitter. All the guys were going out in these like
shiny shirts.
Shiny
shirts,
shirts. Silky shirts.
Yes, very shiny,
very stupid,
and very like muscle hugging.
Yeah, very stupid,
very shiny,
shirts.
and like slicked hair.
Yeah. It was
and
a
like
lot of
slacks. I remember people would go out to the club, and this makes me sound like such a fucking old, to a club, wearing suit pants, and a shiny short sleeve shirt.
Yeah, I never wore. I think I had one pair of jeans in 2000.
Oh my god, I never.
Yeah, it was disgusting time, and I had horrible fucking hair.
Everyone had horrible hair. What are you talking about? Everybody did.
No. That was the boom of the Rachel from Friends haircut.
Yeah, no,
it was huge.
Mm.
Yeah, and all the guys were doing like a Justin Timberlake.
Speaking of Frosted Tips, our star of this film. We are talking, of course, about Gone in 60 Seconds, the Nicolas Cage, starring Dominic Sena, directed. Jerry Bruckheimer, I think, is more. This is a Bruckheimer movie through and through.
Totally is.
This is going to be an interesting chat, I think.
I think because this is my. Because when I put this on, I said, Sam, I have to watch Gone in 60 Seconds. She's like,
really?
Fuck. Like, why? I hate this movie.
Sure.
I'm like, no, but I love it because it's trash. It's not it's not going to win awards, but it knows it's not going to win awards. You know, it's going to come out guns blazing, and it's going to be a bit of fun.
It is. Look, I think before I watched it most recently for this podcast, I may have agreed with you. Spoiler alert for later in the show. I did not enjoy this. But we'll talk about it soon.
We'll get there.
Before we do any of that nonsense, you can find us on iTunes, on Facebook.
That's true.
Stitcher. You can get us on Stitcher. That's still happening.
We are on all the socials.
All of them.
Facebook, the Insta.
Yeah, maybe not some of those weird ones.
The Twitter. We're not on Snapchat. Why would we Snapchat
can you be?
Anything?
Can a business be on Snapchat?
Yeah, that's how porn artists make their money.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're saying we've got to take our clothes off on Snapchat?
We
and then we'll have
could
a whole
take our
bunch more
clothes off
people.
Snapchat, but I doubt that there's going to be a lot of people that want to see us.
What if we just talk about movies while we've got our junk out?
Yeah, that's a bit nasty. I don't think anyone wants to see that either. Maybe like a niche thing in like
there is a niche.
Maybe like rural Australia.
There is a fetish for everything, my man.
In rural Australia. But yeah. We are on all the socials. Also, we are on YouTube as well.
Yes, YouTube. Indeed.
But yeah.
Well, before we get on to our feature presentation for today, of course, discussion of Gone in 60 Seconds, let's do some Talkin Trailers.
Let's trailer talking.
Everybody's talking trailers. Yeah,
I love
a
it.
bit of a mess today.
That was horrible. Look, we've had a week off.
We have had a week off.
We're get back in the groove.
We lose our groove.
Back in the New York groove. Yeah, we're gonna get there eventually.
We're just awful.
Yeah, we're just awful.
We're not like 60, one week off, and we're just like
going to
garbage.
Shit. Exactly. It's not our fault.
No, of course not. So I tell you what, because we had a week off. I've been preoccupied for a week, and this is what happened. Exactly what I thought was going to happen is everyone thought, oh no, we've given Infinity War enough time. Let's show every trailer that
we're just going to overload with everything.
So
yeah.
basically, everything that's coming out this year has now had its trailer release.
Yeah, seriously.
And they had no consideration for us poor podcasters the world over who like to talk about trailers on their podcast.
Exactly. The people who just do trailers, a trailer only
they're having
podcast,
a field day.
They're having a ball.
Yeah,
they've got so much to
great
talk
episodes.
about.
They're going to be loving it.
Top 10.
We're trying to keep ours to 15 minutes, motherfucker, and you're making it real hard for us.
Exactly. Great. Fine. Fantastic.
Thanks.
Where should we start though, Tys? Let's start it off.
I think one of the ones that was really soon after we recorded our last episode, I think even like the day later, was the first trailer for The Predator.
Predator. Yes, let's talk that.
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
Like an alien, you mean?
You saw something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And your men? Someone or something tore them to pieces.
I think they're attempting hybridization. They're upgrading on every planet they visit.
We need to know if you pose a threat.
We're assassins. Isn't posing a threat kind of the point?
So this is the Shane Black.
Shane Black, written and directed.
Written with Fred Dekker.
Now, we've talked about this before. Our love of Fred Dekker comes from Monster Squad, which is an 80s movie that me and Tys grew up with watching, which is basically if you were to mash Goonies and Monsters, the Universal Monsters together, that's what you get.
Yeah, and somehow it's like more fun than that sounds. Like
absolutely.
Because it sounds fun, but it somehow ends up being even more fun than
absolutely,
that.
Yeah. And a little bit... It gets away back in the day when
it gets away with some
PG
shit.
PG 80s. That's very different from nowadays 80s.
We've got
exactly
kicking werewolves in the balls.
You've got, and then on top of that, you got monsters.
And the monsters are great.
Yeah, they're good. And
it's a great
scary,
Dracula,
man.
Really great Dracula.
That werewolf scene.
Yeah, the werewolf's cool.
In the phone booth. It does my head
awesome.
But no, Predator. The Predator.
So,
I like it's the Predator.
Yeah, well, but it looks like there's more than one.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
It's like someone because they already used Predators.
Exactly.
And it was like
for the Robert Rodriguez one.
Yeah,
which I didn't mind that.
Well, it is. It's Robert Rodriguez. I think he only produced it, didn't he?
No,
I don't think he directed it.
He totally directed.
No, it's Nimrod Antel, Actel or something. Who did? He did something else which was okay.
I did Nimrod Antel.
Antel.
Yeah, well done.
And
he did. What else did he do?
He did one other thing that I kind of enjoyed.
Really?
Armored. Is that him?
Armored. Well done, Tyson. 2009.
I didn't mind that movie.
And he did Vacancy.
Oh, which I've heard is pretty cool.
I've heard that's good as well.
Yeah.
I just never got around to it because it looks so horror blasé, like horror boring.
Yeah, it kind of looked like, it kind of came out at a time when every studio horror movie was garbage. So
I do like in this trailer that they go from the director of Iron Man 3. I'm like, that's
a weird way to sell it, isn't it? I know, but it's such a weird way to sell it.
Yeah.
For me, I'd be saying, from the writer of
The Nice Guys. What do you that and
maybe Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, or
to be honest, if I was
like the writer of Lethal Weapon, maybe
even that, I'd still be putting in from the writer of Monster Squad.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
And have like the original Monster Squad logo. Come on. It's just you didn't get a lot from this trailer.
No, you didn't.
It was quick. It was in. It was out. It felt like a teaser.
It's definitely a teaser. It's a weird. I don't know what tone we're dealing with here. I was a little bit it's really colourful. Like it's really quite bright, and it's really kind of. Well, I suppose it's kind of Shane Blacky, having said that.
It is, yeah.
It feels like it's going to be like
but it's not
a suburban kind of... I mean, there's a kid in it. I'm just waiting for a fucking Christmas tree to appear.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's at Halloween, though. I was like, Shane, what's going on?
I wonder if it'll go on.
Maybe it'll move on. Yeah, exactly.
But we get... what's his name? Jacob Tremblay.
Mm-hmm.
He finds he mysteriously gets sent a package.
Yeah.
Which he just opens
as if you would, as a kid.
Come on, man. That was something I was always like, you don't open other people's fucking shit.
I always did. If it was there, I'm going to open it. If it's in my house, I get to open that because it's in my house. Why not? And to be honest, I'm still kind of the same.
Yeah, no, fair. and he brings whatever is in the package. He activates, and it seems to bring a predator ship down to the surface.
It looks like it sends off a beacon or something to tell them, look, we're all for it. Then it turns it. But for me, what it looks like to me is Predator go. It reminds me of Ernest. Predator goes to the suburbs.
Yeah, Predator goes to the burbs, which is kind of what AVP 2 was to a degree. But this looks like it's embracing it a little bit more wholeheartedly. I actually was watching it and thinking that we might be getting like a kind of, not a family-friendly Predator, but maybe something a little bit more kind of adventure-based than sci-fi horror.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he starts cutting some throats, and I was like, okay.
No, we're doing the real thing.
I'm not quite sure what we're dealing with here. Yeah. So, interesting.
Bring it on.
Interesting.
To be honest, with Shane Black at the helm, I'm all for it.
I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's disappointing that it's not a very good trailer.
Yeah, so this is the thing. And this is where I always come back to, I would like to direct trailers as a job. I'd like to go, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this. Could you shoot me something? Yes. For the trailer, that'd be nice.
Something new for the trailer. Very good.
And then from there, we're going to put a spin on it, so they have no idea what it is, and then they go in and it's a completely different movie. That's what I'd do.
Good call. I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah. Are you going to see this in the movies, Tys?
I really hope so. Yeah, I would love to.
I hope you do too. I live vicariously through other people because, unfortunately, I still haven't seen Deadpool yet.
No, as I have not either. Yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, I've been incapacitated this last week, so I've got a lot of catching up to do. And I really wanted to see Infinity War again, and I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm worried that I'm going to get behind my summer movie watching, and some things are just going to get fucking pushed to the side, man, which really sucks.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Solo, of course, as well.
Right.
So Deadpool 2 might not get a run.
Oh no!
Which would
look, I'm gonna do Deadpool over Solo.
Fair enough.
Just because I haven't been impressed with the last 3 Star Wars, but that's just me.
Really?
I will see it.
I thought we collectively liked
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
No. We had that. That was a Christmas Eve conversation.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, okay, Nick, I can see where Nick is going. We're gonna table that for another podcast.
We never did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were like, no. I see how big your notes are, Nick. We're gonna table that because we're not getting into that right now.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, thank you, Tyson.
We'll
now I don't have to do that.
Maybe we can do that when it's
yeah.
Once in the lead up to episode 9. Perhaps.
Exactly. There were moments of The Last Jedi that I liked. Just as a whole, I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, let's just move on. I don't even know what we're talking about, but let's move on to the next one. Jesus, I don't know.
Let's do. Can we do? What was the one? Muppets.
Okay, so the Happy Time Murders.
Happy Time Murders.
You two are the most decorated officers in this department. What do you see?
Looks like a robbery gone wrong to me.
This wasn't a robbery. This was a hit.
What the?
Someone out there is killing puppets.
Hey, handsome.
You looking for some rotten cotton?
I'm a woman. That's okay.
Yeah, that's even better.
Got a good time for you.
We're gonna catch the bastards who did these murders. Because bodies are gonna start piling up.
You're one of the best damn cops I've ever seen.
I'll have your badge for this. I'm in the fucking FBI.
Oh, yeah? What's that stand for? Fucking big idiot?
Cop, where is your dignity? Where's your empathy? Where is your sympathy? Bad cop.
If shit gets crazy, I'm gonna go crazy as shit.
Is that just a fantasy?
God, are you all right?
I ruptured my hymen.
Because I didn't know about this. You were the one who drew me to this movie.
Well, it came up in my research for our What's in Store for 2018 episode.
Right.
And I was like, this sounds fucking great. And all they had was a photo
at that shot,
point.
Yeah.
And I was led to believe that we would be getting a gritty kind of noir.
Right.
But with puppets.
Right.
And it would just be...
It would just... Yeah, it would
be an acknowledgement of the weirdness of it, but we'd actually kind of play it straight, and it would lead to some really interesting storytelling, and the comedy would almost come organically through the fact that we're seeing puppets do certain things.
Yeah. So when you described it to me on that, I thought it was going to be a Muppet movie, a friendly Muppet movie.
Oh.
But with jokes that only adults will get. But it's also fun for the kids. No singing and dancing, but a story. Yeah.
So we had total different interpretations because I was like, I imagine LA Confidential, but Guy Pearce is played by a Muppet is kind of what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I was so keen for that. I was so on board because I was like, it could potentially be amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
It turns out this is like Team America meets Meet the Feebles.
It really is.
This trailer is
oh my God.
is
this trailer
bonkers.
is a hard R-rated trailer.
It's the Red Band trailer, so
Good Lord,
I can't imagine.
man.
They clearly just went, you know what? Let's just release an R-rated trailer, and like, there's no
We'll
reason to do a
get
green
people
band.
We'll get people in.
So I kind of respect them for that, but God, we've got within the first 20 seconds, we've got a blowjob gag from a homeless Muppet.
Yeah.
Like, Muppets are doing drugs, and
it's not as if these are unknown actors. Melissa McCarthy is in this thing.
And I didn't know it was Melissa McCarthy. I probably should have looked that up.
Yeah.
Because now it's like suddenly that what they're going for is becoming all the more clear when you see someone like Melissa McCarthy and Joel McHale.
And Joel McHale's in there.
So, yeah, it looks... It's kind of like what I was talking about, a murder mystery, a noir murder mystery.
Yeah.
But just with Muppet jizz gags. I'll tell you what, though, this tagline, "No Sesame, All Street," that is mint.
That's some good writing right there.
That is clever.
Seriously, that is some good
I like that
writing.
a lot.
Yeah. Who is this? Who is he? He is clearly puppetized after an actual actor. That I can see someone in that.
Oh,
no?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I haven't even really had to think about it, but I wonder who's doing his voice.
We'll find out. Let's find out. We need to find out voices, because there were so many voices where I was like, oh, I know that voice, which I hate doing.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It was good, though.
Melissa McCarthy,
I can't wait to see this.
Maya Rudolph is in it as well, who I love. Melissa McCarthy, there are some moments in it that she's nailing the gag.
Oh, yeah. But I'm biased with Melissa McCarthy. She is my absolutely favourite actress.
Sure, I like her a lot. Don't get me wrong.
But
I think she's very funny.
She hits some bung notes.
She does.
When in some movies, Tammy was terrible.
It's just changed the whole tone of the film in my head, and so I'm just very confused.
Tyson doesn't know what he's watching.
I don't know.
It is a bit full on. He would
yeah.
like to know what's going on, please.
Yeah.
And especially because there's the amount of jizz jokes in this thing, in just the trailer alone.
I like as much fun as it would have been to create this scene, because it's literally just a guy throwing a puppet around and holding some silly string down and spraying it.
And just spraying it.
It's very funny, but at the same time, you're like, what do these guys think they're making, though? This is Brian Henson, man. It's not like they just kind of...
So it is... Sorry, that was my question. It is the Henson...
Brian Henson is directing this. So he's directed quite a few Muppet movies, especially since, obviously, his dad passed away.
This isn't a fuck you to dad. This can't be.
No, but I think it comes from a place of love. But it's like, what is this sense of humor? Like, what is this...
It's amazing.
Whatever it is, so strange.
Brian Henson,
strange.
You're messed up, man.
Did you find out who does the voice of the?
We don't. Do we know his name?
The main puppet.
The main puppet name?
Oh, I don't know. I assume he'd be pretty close to the top of the list, wouldn't he?
Leslie David Baker.
No. As that's the puppet's name.
I think that's the actor's name.
Oh, okay.
Do we know him?
So no, I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell.
I don't think we do. We don't know him.
So maybe they got just actual voice actors.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Cool. Anyway, this trailer just needs to be seen to be believed. If you haven't watched it yet, you've got to watch it.
We're going to put it up on the Facebook, because everyone has to see this. We're going to put up the Red Band. I will put it up first thing tomorrow as I walk to work, so that everyone can enjoy it. Okay?
No, save it for...
So hang on, I'll save it. So when the
episode comes out, yeah.
Good point.
The
Happy Time Murders.
God, ridiculous.
I hope this does gangbusters.
It's not going to. I can almost guarantee. What is its audience? It's got one audience.
Stoners.
It's a
stoner
stoners and 18-year-old dudes who are like,
and unfortunately there are going to be kids that are going to this thing,
they've put murders in the title, so I mean that kind of I think they're kind of covering that angle.
Make it hard R, people.
It's going to have to be R.
It's going to have to be. This thing is way too much.
Because otherwise you got grandmas seeing Muppets and not reading the title properly, and it's just gonna go badly.
Oh, lovely.
All right, what do we got next?
What are we doing?
We had so many.
We did.
We just got to do a couple.
I just didn't write them down.
Oh, let's do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Let's do Bohemian Rhapsody.
She's a killer queen. She's gotta get out. She's gotta get right.
So now what?
This is when the operatic section comes in.
Oh, the operatic section, yeah.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. For me.
forever. 6 bloody minutes.
I pity your wife if you think 6 minutes is forever.
Nice.
So
you're all about this,
I'm
clearly.
all about this. This was my one of my most looked forward to things of 2018.
I was surprised by that. You were super excited for this.
I am, because who doesn't love Queen, for starters? You're an idiot if you don't love Queen.
It's true. Queen are incredibly good at what they do.
As we were sitting around, this was a while ago, sitting around with my friends, and at the top, we were talking about top 5 greatest frontmen of all time, and Freddie Mercury is at the top of the list for me. There is no way that this man isn't that. But I don't want this movie to just be his story. I want it to be the Queen story, because if you've seen the documentary, that the name of the documentary eludes me at the moment.
I don't think I have, no.
It was intense. It goes all the way through his life, and the fact that Queen as a band didn't make any money until about the 3rd album, because of contracts and all their producers.
Yeah, okay, sure,
this happened a lot back then.
Yeah, sure.
But then Freddie was very good, because he, a little bit very smart, wrote in that he wrote those songs, even though it was him and Brian May.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I wrote that. And he would be getting more money. And then there was a conflict between him and Brian May. And then that kind of blew up. And then obviously they settled their differences, and everyone was getting bucket loads of money, which is fine. But on top of that, you've got the fact that Freddie was gay, and that he attracted AIDS at one point. And yeah, I just hope, because I'm a lover of I've said this before, a biopic for a musician or a band even.
Sure.
It's very rare that they get them right, though, Tys.
Yeah,
like
I'd agree with that.
The last decent one that I really wanted the James Brown one to be decent.
Get on up.
With Chadwick, baby, Black Panther. But that wasn't like it. It was, his performance was bang on the money.
Yeah, right.
But the script was just fucking fluff. It really was. And because this scares me, because this has had a change of directors midway through.
It has. Change of cast as well.
Change of cast, yep. It was
a couple of different people who were going to play him at one point.
Yeah, I know.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen for a while, and we've landed on Rami Malek.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people know from Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
I know him from Short Term 12.
Oh, okay, sure.
That?
No,
yeah.
I didn't see that, but
yeah, it was the director was Bryan Singer, but because of allegations, they asked him to step down.
Yep.
And then Dexter Fletcher has
That's right, it's Dexter Fletcher
has taken.
We talked about
this.
Press Gang's own Dexter Fletcher.
Exactly. I know him as Soap from Lock Stock. That's all I know him from. But yeah, I just hope it does.
It's
really
got some
well.
good energy to it. Like, I think it's kind of got a fun bounce to it.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a well put together trailer. But it looks to be like it's gonna. It looks like it's ticking all the boxes of a biopic at the moment. When I approach a biopic now, I like to kind of see something a little bit interesting, like that they're a way that they're approaching it. Like whether or not it was the Brian Wilson movie that came out a couple of years ago, that the name now escapes me completely, but the way they had John Cusack and Paul Dano both playing Brian Wilson at different stages of his career.
Oh yeah.
To see stuff like that, that gives me more confidence, because I'm like, it's someone wanting to tell a particular story and has a particular vision in mind for how they want to tell it.
Yeah.
When it's
an overall,
when it looks like it's just by the numbers, rags to riches to rags again, or whatever the case is. For this is for them, as in we're going to get the.
I hope
we're going to get the doctor's scene. We're going to get the phone call. We're going to get the last performance, and then the freeze frame to credits, and then
I don't want that.
We're going to get all, but I think it's unavoidable that we're going to get all that kind of stuff.
Well, okay, but if we get that, I want to be on the edge of myself.
Yeah, well, you just kind of got to write out good performances in
exactly.
that, and clever direction. Even something like, this is why we do talk about Ray as being one that we actually quite enjoy.
Yeah.
It's because they took the time, like. That movie's got its problems, but they took the time to really build the importance of the relationship with his mother in flashbacks and stuff like that. And they used the way they used
his brother's death.
The drowning, wasn't it? It was he drowned.
It was drowning.
The way, like, and for a blind person, they actually visualized it really well for us. The way they would have his memories, he would feel his memories. He wouldn't. See them,
yeah.
So he'd be sitting there, and when he was thinking about his brother drowning, water would pour in onto his feet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
and he'd just freeze and just
that
stay there
kind of
forever.
stuff makes me really interested in what you can do.
Another good one like that, which brought to mind, was Miles Ahead with the Don Cheadle.
Which I haven't seen. I heard it was Shithouse. Didn't you tell me it was Shithouse?
No, see, it was okay. Going from that, it wasn't Shithouse, but it was a different take because it was just Miles in a day. It was 2 days with Miles Davis. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
And
wasn't he like Robin Banks or something in that?
No, that's the thing. He was just trying to get a producer had stolen a demo tape. That was it, and he had held on to this demo tape for ages. And they were like, "Come on, Miles, we need this thing, and then ended up having someone steal it from him. All he wanted was to get it back, and this is in a haze of drugs and booze and everything.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, someone just rocks up to his house and goes, "Oh, by the way, we're chucking a party at your house." And he goes, "Are you fucking serious?" And then from there, it just goes nuts. Now that was perfect. You get the glimpses of Miles Davis as a character with some music in the background, and then you're not getting a beginning, a middle, and an end in the way that you just spoke about. You know, the doctor scene and all of that stuff. You know.
Yeah,
I just hope that it's good. Man.
I'm a little
hope
concerned. I think he looks really great.
He does.
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He looks really good. He's just got something. He's got the right teeth, and it looks like
it's the poses as well.
Yeah,
he's really done
got
his
the
physicality.
Homework, so I think I'm really interested in it. I can't honestly. Still a little
wary.
Well,
it's because it's a biopic. People aren't going to jump.
Well, you never know, man. I feel like this is probably gunning for award consideration because it's pretty late in the year.
Yeah, it's coming out in December.
Yeah, it's going for glory.
Good. So it should. Bring it on.
All right. Well, should we move on?
We shall.
What was the next? Let's do one more. What else we got?
What did you want to do?
You might have to show me that list again. I've forgotten because it was so fucking many.
Where am I going?
I don't know.
2 seconds. Shit.
What was the other one I watched that I was like, yeah, shit, yeah, that's
Pause.
worth talking about.
Pause.
It's all right, I'll get it out.
Oh, Mowgli.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Mowgli.
Mowgli.
I only heard stories about the jungle. I lived in a king's palace in a cage just like this. I bit and I scratched and I spent my entire life fighting. Until one day, I just stopped. And I gained their trust. Little brother. The jungle is no longer safe for you. You must stay in the village. It will be all right, little brother. When I found you, all those seasons ago, I thought I could teach you how to belong. But I was wrong, Mowgli. How you've grown.
Yeah, man.
So we've
another
got Jungle Book. And I think everyone was kind of... That last Jungle Book made all the money, but...
It did.
As far as, like, critical acclaim went, I think people were a little subdued on it, thinking that they wanted to save... It felt like they were trying to save their response for this one. I know that sounds really weird.
Really?
But that's
really?
Because you don't want to go out on a limb and go, it's amazing, it's so good, and then when this one comes out and it's better...
Because they
you don't want to be the one that's caught out as the one that
bagged
had nowhere to go.
Yeah. You're at 10 already. You can't go anywhere else.
Because I surprisingly enjoyed that Jungle Book.
I didn't mind it. Yeah.
Quite a bit.
It was a little bit scary in parts.
It was a little bit scary in parts.
King Louie
I think
was scary.
It exposed the kind of lack of real depth in the story itself, where it's very episodic. It's just it had story problems.
One scene,
yeah. But
this is a different beast. Almost.
It looks like they're taking. I mean, it's they even say it on the fucking in the poster. Oh, like in the first things that come up is the dark version of the tale or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
we're clearly going all the way with that.
Yeah.
I will say some of the CGI looks pretty great. Like,
yeah, man.
The first shot of the
panther. Yeah, he looks spot on, doesn't he?
Like that was one of the first times I've looked at a CGI creature and really kind of felt a soul in it. Like it was really strange, and I was like, it kind of gave me a weird kind of chill.
Yeah. Shere Khan looks a
Shere
little...
Khan is not as strong.
Not as great, but hey, we still haven't, it's a while before this comes out.
Away.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's funny though, like whether or not that's just my subconscious telling me that because it's Andy Serkis directing, that I'm expecting the motion capture to be better.
To be spot on.
Seeing as he's so good at it and he understands the technology so well and he understands how to give a really good performance through it.
Exactly.
So maybe that was part of it. Maybe that was my subconscious going, of course it's going to be good because it's him.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It looks pretty good.
Not too bad. The fact that it's the dark telling of, because I know the Jungle Book backwards. I watched it tons when I was a kid, the original cartoon, but this is a different sort of take. He's almost, they're coming back to him. They keep saying that he's grown. You've grown into a man.
Well, I don't know
now
much about the. Is it Kipling? Is it Rudyard Kipling that wrote the book?
That wrote the book? Yeah, I don't know anything about the book.
So
the actual Jungle Book.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's maybe.
Yeah, Rudyard Kipling. Yeah. Based on the novel.
Yeah, so maybe they've gone to that for more inspiration as opposed to the Disney cartoon.
Yeah. But this would have links into the Disney version, yes? Because Disney owns Jungle Book. You can't do... They've bought out
probably
all
why
of the...
They've had to call it
darker... Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't going to be Mowgli. It was going to be something else. They had he had a different name for it, and now they've gone to Mowgli.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just Untitled Andy Serkis Jungle Book movie, which doesn't quite have a ring to it. But I don't know, man. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of fun.
If they can really nail the characters of the animals, which I think that was something the Disney version did pretty well.
Yeah,
I think they're. Why do I keep wanting to say Shaka Khan? That's not at all it.
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan, thank you.
Yeah.
Was really terrifying. I thought in the Disney live action.
Yeah. So this one, Shere Khan is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. The other live action Jungle Book was Idris.
Okay, that's where I got it confused.
That's where we got it confused.
So Benedict's doing his Smaug voice.
Yes.
Have you seen those clips of him dancing around in his onesie? When he's playing Smaug,
no,
it's some of the greatest shit you've ever seen.
Really?
It's him in the motion capture onesie with the camera, basically crawling around on his stomach, doing all the lines like "Oh, Hobarts" and all this. Like, it's really great. It's so amazing. You've got to watch it.
Bring it on.
He is having the time of his life. It's wonderful to see. Wonderful. All right,
I'm up for it. Bring it on. It looks
me
good,
too.
especially because it looks like it's tapping into more of the wild side of the Jungle Book. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
The raw, dangerous side of the jungle.
The settings look a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
It's clearly not it is a CGI environment, but it looks a little bit more realistic. I wish they'd just fucking go and film it in the jungle, though.
I don't know why the fuck can't you not? Like, clearly...
It's starting to really kind of rub me the wrong way.
War of the Planet of the Apes, you could tell that wasn't a set. Like... They were...
I would like to assume so, yeah.
It was on location.
It felt really lived in.
Yeah.
That's no... Oh, man. I want to watch War of the Planet of the Apes again.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought about that.
It's
floating around on Foxtel, and every time I pass it, I'm like, I've got to watch it again.
Anytime. I just put any one of those movies
on.
Bring it on.
When we get around to talking about great trilogies...
Oh, really?
That's going to be a dark horse for, like, the greatest trilogy.
Whoa!
Because really...
Yeah, true. Especially that second.
There is not a bad movie in that bunch. There's barely even an okay movie in the bunch. Like, I think the first one is good.
Yeah.
Like,
if anything, the
good,
third
solid
for
thumb
me
up.
is the slightly lesser, but not by much. Like, it's a war movie.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun.
Compared to some of these other trilogies where it's like, how good was 1, 2, and 3 is okay.
Yeah, exactly. No one says that about fucking Terminator 3. You fucking kidding?
Yeah.
See our podcast, by the way.
Yeah, by the way. See the only podcast on the internet about Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
In saying that, though...
It does have good numbers of downloads.
Yeah,
I think that's why people
For some reason, people go, oh, Terminator 3.
No one else is talking about
this.
this.
Are you fucking kidding me? Who's watching... Who's listening to our Terminator 3 podcast?
I don't know, man. I love it. It pops up every now and then. I go, I'm going to watch Terminator 3. And I don't know why. I can't stop myself. I'm putting the DVD in going, what are you doing? You know you don't like this fucking movie. And I'm like, I'm going to watch it anyway. Happens more often than you would think.
That's where a good segue into Gone in 60 Seconds is like right there.
Yeah, well, let's do our feature press then, man.
All right, feature press.
And now for our feature presentation.
And here we are.
Feature press. Gone in 60 Seconds. It is the year 2000.
It is the year 2000. I was in year 12.
You were in year 12?
Had you finished?
I had just graduated.
So you finished 99?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I was class of 99.
Hey, nice.
I was badass.
You're like, have you seen that movie?
Not at all. I haven't, no.
I want to watch that movie.
Yeah,
real
I'd
bad.
like to watch the movie. But yeah, it was all... We had Fast and the Furious come out yet, Tyson?
That is do you know what? I wrote that question down in my head.
Yeah.
And actually
because I think this was that kind of getting the ball rolling.
This was before Fast and the Furious.
So there you go. So this would have made some money.
So this ragtag family of car thieves, when I was watching it going, hey, this is probably, strangely enough, and I'm just putting it out there, this is the characters, franchises that I probably would have preferred to see.
Yeah, I really would have.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, I like Fast 5. We've talked about this. I like Fast 5. I like Fast 6. Is that what it's called? Furious 6?
I don't know. I stopped after 3. I'm going to watch them all, though. I keep saying.
But no, those first 4 can suck it. Like, that first one, it's unwatchable
Absolutely,
now.
it's balls. But that's the point.
I can say that about this movie. I did not have a great time with this movie, but I think there are more interesting characters populating this world.
Yes.
Like,
this
actually
is why I think I keep coming back to this, because I'm like, hang on a minute. It wasn't it good? It was good, and then I go, oh no, it was the script that was shit.
The script is terrible.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is garbage. It is one of those. Oh,
soundtrack is all right. What are you talking
about? And I'm just like, you need to stop.
I love the
you need to stop.
I love it. It marries so well with it. It's almost it's a bad. It's the poor man's version of Speed with the dun 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 dun.
It's nowhere near that quality. The orchestral moments in this are so forgettable, and everything else is bad techno, like from
bad
2000.
Techno from 2000.
Yep.
Yeah, so good.
Oh Jesus,
so funny.
But having said that, there are I find, like, for instance, Robert Duvall's character fascinating.
There's some story. There's some character behind there.
There's a really great character in there. I think the same for even Will Patton's role.
Yeah.
Will Patton and Nicolas Cage's relationship, I think, is really interesting, and I think I like that they've been through some shit together.
Exactly.
You can keep most of the young kids. They're a bit.
No, but you kind of need them.
You need them for the story, but you can keep them in future installments.
Yeah, exactly. They're the spin-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Movie that happens.
That no
Fast
one watches,
3 that no one fucking sees.
That was a bad idea.
Exactly. But I love the brother relationship, which they don't help at all throughout whatever they do. So there's a director's cut and a theatrical version.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got the director's cut.
Oh, no. Which one did I watch? I didn't realise. Because I rented it online. So I probably... Let me have a look. You keep talking while I check it out.
So in that, I remembered I grabbed the director's cut and watched it because I know... I'm going to admit that I know this movie a little backwards because back in the day when I was still at the video store, this was a regular watch in the video store. So if you came in and I was playing Gone in 60 Seconds, I was like, hey, how good is Gone in 60 Seconds?
I have seen this movie... a lot of
times.
There
you go, exactly. So
9 additional minutes on the director's cut DVD.
Yeah,
but no explanations of what they were. Do you know what they are?
They're more exposition with brother talking to brother, basically, and it's Kip. You realizing that Kip is a bit more of an asshole than he's led to be in that theatrical version.
Well, maybe I did watch the director's cut because he was a fair asshole in the version I'm watching.
So there's
that might be just my residual not like of Giovanni Ribisi.
No, but I love Giovanni. You don't like Giovanni at all?
No, really? I'm alright with him.
I love Giovanni.
I think he's funny in Friends.
No, I can't take him in Friends. I can't. I love Giovanni. But no, there's a lot of conversations between him and Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage's character trying to tell him, what are you doing with your life? You weren't meant to do these things, you know. And then from there, he still doesn't understand until the Will Patton? Conversation at the end where he goes, "You dumb."
Well, that was in it. Was that in both?
Yeah, that was in both. Yeah.
Okay.
So he doesn't catch on. There's all of these more conversations that he has with him, and he doesn't catch on until that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I still don't like you get more of a relationship between the cop that's trying to get Memphis than Memphis and his brother.
I would say that Delroy Lindo and Timothy Oliphant are fascinating in this movie. I see their relationship and I see those two characters, and I think that if this is what I mean, there's really interesting people populating this world.
Yeah.
That if a sequel came about
with a decent writer, maybe Shane Black,
maybe someone who wanted to be a little bit like... Actually, because it tries to be funny, but it's really bad at it.
Yeah.
And it tries to be like really cool, and it's bad
and it's really shit at it.
So
it drops lines and you're like, wow, that didn't work. What the fuck were you doing?
Someone who could do those things well, we might have something.
Exactly.
Here.
Maybe a Joss Whedon writing a Gone in 60 Seconds.
I think the stunt driving is pretty effective.
Yeah, it's good.
I think the action direction is okay.
It's not bad.
They just never should open their mouths.
The storyline overall, like the fact that you have to steal 50 cars in 3 days, you don't have a crew, and if you don't do it, your brother dies. That is a good premise.
It's a good setup. It's a great setup.
Great setup.
We can't give it credit because it did kind of pinch it. It's robbed from the remake. It's a remake, so
absolutely sure. But that's not the point. The point is you had a chance to do it better, and you fucked it up.
It's a great. Well, look, I haven't seen the original one. It probably is a lot better. The original one probably like a lot of old stuff that. That people don't really talk about anymore. It's probably not particularly good.
Sure.
It probably is remembered fondly, and if you sat down and actually watched it, it's probably not that great.
It's like Smokey and the Bandit or Cannonball Run.
Well, some of
those were good.
Some of them might still be good. But no one really thinks about the Gone in 60 Seconds original anymore. Like
That's true.
It's very rare.
Can you even get it anymore? I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
It'll be pretty hard to get your hands on, I think.
Yeah. Keep talking.
But yeah, as far as a remake goes, this is one of those ones that I'm like, go for it.
Exactly.
Because if some like movie that I think it was made for like chump change, this original one, like it was like one guy directed and edited and wrote and starred in it, and it was basically an excuse to film a really long car chase.
Right.
If you want to remake that, go for it, man, because it's a great premise.
Exactly.
Like, and it could be really fun. What's the matter?
You can find it. It is on. Have you heard of Tubby TV?
Oh yeah, Tubi TV.
Tubi TV.
I say Tubi, but it might be Tubby.
Is it Tubby or Tubi?
I've got the Tubby TV app because it's got a heap of old classic horror films on it.
There you go, and it also has 1974's Gone in 60 Seconds.
Get out of town.
There you go.
I'm not going to watch it. I could have watched it. What was I thinking? I've got it on my phone right now.
That's all right.
The world we live in this phone, this fucking phone that I swear to God doesn't stay on without a charger for more than 45 minutes. I can watch so many movies on this thing. What a world we live in.
For me, as a cinephile, that is blasphemous. You watching movies on a screen that small.
No, it's a good point, actually.
God
it's a good
damn
point.
It. Anyone?
I'll do it right. I can bounce from my phone to a television.
There you go, sure. All these 20-year-olds who watching movies on laptops, you pain me.
It gets hard sometimes.
I know, I
tell
understand.
You what, and because if it's a movie that I'm watching it more just to see. Like, sometimes I'm not in it for the cinematic experience.
Absolutely.
I'm in for, like, good performances, good storytelling.
Yeah.
If I get that phone close to my face, it's not bad.
Jesus Christ. But do you remember as a kid, Tys, remember how, like, I understand teenagers these days, oh, well, mum and dad are watching this. They're watching Home and Away, and I don't want to watch that. I just plucked something out of that.
Example,
yeah.
Blue
They're watching some reality TV show that I
Water
fucking hate.
Rats.
There you go, Water Rats. Awesome. Bring that. Halifax FP. They're watching Halifax FP, and I don't want to watch that. So I go upstairs with my laptop, and I want to watch something, right?
Yep.
So they're going to stream it. That's fine. Back in the day, Tys, we had that TV with fucking bunny ears.
Well, do remember, we say this now that it's crap to watch movies on laptops. We watched movies on like 26cm CRT TVs. Like
Small
tube TVs.
You know,
once you watch them on widescreen, you're even shrinking it even more.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of movies in some pretty bad circumstances. Pretty much the entirety of the 90s was spent watching VHS movies on a very small tube TV.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And for some reason, Nick went through a phase of watching things, even though his TV was not widescreen, he would pick the VHS that was shot in widescreen so he could see.
You had to watch it in widescreen. You had to watch it in widescreen. When I didn't see those black bars, I stopped it because I'm like, no,
on the other side,
because I don't want pan and scan.
No. I'm going to see more than other people.
As soon as I learned what pan and scan was, I wanted no bar in it. Because I used to watch movies and be like, that was a weird little camera move they did there when it just kind of scooched across.
Exactly.
And knowing that it was...
Exactly.
When I found out that was actually just someone in a room going, oh no, we've cut the edges off. So I was like, fuck that.
There was a Ghostbusters joke that I missed for years in the elevator. When they first go in the elevator.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, all right, switch me on. And he switches him on. And then it just stays on Ray, but you don't see what's happening over here. It's Peter and Egon going...
stepping back? Yeah.
And going, oh shit, this thing's going to blow.
Yeah.
I never knew that joke until I got the DVD.
Well, there you
I was
go.
like, oh, lovely. Yeah.
Cool stories.
Moving on.
Let's move on. So that we don't really want to talk about
but
this.
Yeah, I want to talk... No, it's good.
No, So I really liked... Was this the last thing we talked about? Delroy Lindo and Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, let's go back.
They're great characters. They're really kind of funny.
Because they weren't kind of on each other's side either.
No, they had a weird little bit of an animosity between each other, but they were still like workmates. So it was kind of like...
No. We're in this together.
We're in it together. But they were so much more entertaining than the two cop role, which is pretty common in these things.
Yeah,
I think of Fast and the Furious as well.
Yeah.
Like the random cops that are watching out for Paul Walker, like
who
honestly could not pick him in a lineup at the moment. And I've seen Fast and the Furious a lot of times.
Really?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
The
only scene that I remember from
to
that
2004
is when he goes in to his boss and he goes, "I need NAS, and I'm like, do you even know what that is? Like, seriously.
Paul Walker was a car nut, man. He was probably all about it.
He
He was just really bad at making it sound like
he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
He needed acting
That's because,
lessons.
Unfortunately, Paul Walker was not a very great actor. And
in the end, he got good. I heard.
He grew a lot as he went on. He unfortunately did not start very well.
But that's okay. Hey,
bless his heart.
We will do Skulls at one point on this podcast,
he's
and we're going to talk about that movie. And it was Boss. I loved it.
It's a pretty great movie.
What are we going to do?
How funny! I just wanted to, because you get such great little lines. Because you really get, especially. I might as well do it now. So you obviously get the "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because you just went through a wall. Which is pretty great.
It was good. It was good.
Even though that guy would be dead. Like, actually,
absolutely.
So
because
dead.
it hits his side of the car.
Yeah. So he gets
of course
like
you're dead.
Craned, whatever that is.
It's like a
sledgehammer.
wrecking ball. Yeah, Miley Cyrus style. Into
Miley's riding on the side of it, cruising in.
Fuck you, Miley.
Yeah, he's dead. And then that pushes him through a wall.
Yeah.
He is 100% dead. But it is a funny moment nonetheless, because it's something that you wouldn't expect, because it's giving character to these people that are usually just the cops on the trail.
Yeah. They're just going, "Oh, we missed out." Damn, you get him coming out of the car going, "Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?"
And they take their hat off and throw it on the ground or something.
No, you actually get them to come out and react.
They have personalities.
Yeah, exactly.
You get this wonderful scene with Delroy Lindo, which I think is the best scene in the whole movie. The scene where he just arrives at the shop. And you get to see him playing off
over some
Robert
rocks.
Duvall.
Yeah.
You get to see him kind of, because obviously he had a really big love for cars, and that's led him into the Grand Theft Auto division.
Yep.
So you get to see their kind of like their appreciation of each other in this really weird
environment. And the fact that they all
environment.
know each other, they've done this before.
And it's a great it's got little acting moments through that scene, which are fantastic. My favourite one is the bit where Robert Duvall's psyching him up, and then he just goes, he steps up and gives him that look like, "I'm going to fucking kill you."
Seriously, you've got a fucking cop in my... Yeah.
And it's so,
I love that bit.
He's just,
Robert Duvall.
He's acting the pants off everybody in this movie. Seriously. Like, he's just so good.
My favourite Robert Duvall moment in this is when they play Lowrider.
What a great little moment,
which is a nice moment, especially because they have this... You get such a nice camaraderie with them. They've done this before. They've got their little nuances that they do before they go on a big heist or whatever. They tick their boxes and then they go out.
Yep.
And the kids who have come in to see these... veterans do this, they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And Robert Duvall just looks at him and goes,
"No, just don't get in our way on this shit, buddy.
Don't fucking do anything. Just sit
don't
there.
kill my buzz." That's pretty much what it is.
Exactly. Just fucking sit there like you're told.
It's funny because I made note of that moment as well, because I actually think it's a pretty great moment, but it's a great moment in a far better movie. Like if this movie, because it's selling an idea that this movie doesn't buy into.
Yeah.
Because to me, that moment is a movie kind of that's all about respecting the craft of
stealing cars. Yeah.
And it being like, it's let's like something like Ocean's 11. How Ocean's 11 has this real kind of like mythic worship of being con men.
Yeah.
And I think so. This is a movie that wants to be the car stealing version of that. And that's a moment that works. Unfortunately, there's not enough other stuff to support that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we even have this opportunity to do this kind of old school, new school rivalry, and they do it occasionally. But generally, the new kids are just presented as fucking trash anyway, who are bad at what they do.
Exactly. So there's one bit when the young kids get introduced to the veterans. There's a bit in the director's cut where you remember how, what's his name? Donnie. Where Donnie goes.
Which one's Donnie?
Donnie isn't one of the young kids. Donnie is the black guy with the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Where he says, "Who is Gilligan and what does he do?"
Yeah.
And Giovanni goes, "Gilligan is actually Fred and he can order pizza like no one's business."
Yeah.
Fred actually geeks out because he knows in the director's cut who everyone is and goes, "Oh my god, this is Memphis Reigns. You've done this, and this."
So I definitely didn't see the director's cut.
Yeah. And then he goes into, "You're Donnie Stelricky. You've done this, and this is this Otto's dog, the famous dog that everyone knows about?" And so you get to see that they actually know and have heard of all the stories.
And so that's important. That's
really
important stuff.
Exactly.
Why would they cut that? That's the stuff that really helps to build up this kind of... Because another part of it as well, I noticed that I was trying to figure it out because I was listening to them talk and I was like, okay, they're either going really kind of like stylistic with the dialogue and they're trying to make it almost like a film noir language, like they're trying to make their own kind of language out of it.
Yeah.
Or this is just bad screenwriting. And I was never able to really juggle the two. I was like, yeah, that's an interesting line, but only if you meant it. And I'm not sure you meant it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
but
totally
stuff like
true.
that makes you buy into it a little bit more.
Exactly.
And if they've been doing it for so long, they've known each other for so long that they have... Because something about it, every time one of them said the word boost, I got like douche chills because they were so... Like, it was so awkward. It was like, oh...
No, I liked
When
it.
it was like-
I bought into it a little bit, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't have anything to back it up.
No.
So them going, like when he goes, what is Kip doing on a boost? I'm like, seriously?
My favourite one is the one where he's like, she's when Sway... By the way, we'll talk about these fucking names soon.
Me.
When Sway was like, what's happened to Kip? And he said, he says, he was doing a boost and he got caught. And she's like, damn it. And he's like, he's in real deep deep shit.
50 ladies. 50 ladies. I'm like, calm down.
50 ladies.
No one
3
in the bar
days.
gives a fuck
I
what
can't
you're
do
talking
Nic Cage.
about.
I thought I could do a
No.
reasonable Nic Cage, but I just
do Nic
can't.
Cage. I can't do Nic Cage. I can't even try. Ready for the big ride, baby. No, I got nothing.
That's not it at all.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
No, it's...
Go on, do it.
It's you. No, you're the Rocket Man. That's
Well
the only
done.
bit I remember
Nice
from
one.
the one from The Rock.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
Anyway, so yeah, I just feel like
You don't buy into
you don't buy into that,
No.
what they're trying to
No.
present, this real kind of mythology of it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's partly some casting as well. I think Angelina Jolie is pretty bad in this movie.
She is but she was hot in 2000.
She's something to look at.
No. I'm talking about she was hot property in 2000.
Oh, I mean equally.
Everyone wanted Angelina. Oh, absolutely.
You can't there are very few people I think you could dress and style the way they styled her.
Yeah.
And she's
And pull it off.
fascinating to look at. Like you just kind of like you're really like weirdly skinny, but you've got this fucking
blonde
crazy
dreadlocks?
blonde dreadies,
Well, yeah.
and your face is so striking, and
Yeah,
it's like it makes for something really interesting
And
to
then
look
when she
at.
chucks on the red lipstick when they're in the Mignati or whatever the car was.
Don't ask me about
amazing.
any of the cars,
Oh, really?
any at all. They're talking. It's
I
like
only know
another
some.
language to
I only
me.
know some, only because my dad used to be a mechanic, and I know some things. I know nothing.
Shelby GT.
Shelby GT. There you go.
That's Eleanor.
There.
I remember.
Well done.
I remember that.
Mustang.
I like the names.
Yeah.
I like the names of the cars. I like that element to it. I like that people are smart in this movie. I like that the characters are
Yeah,
smart.
that's true. There's no dumb one apart from Fred.
Some of the young kids are a little kind of not great at...
And the computer kid who is clearly out of Smash Mouth. Like, I'm like, dude, look at what you're wearing.
I just love it. Like, he comes in and it's so 2000s dialogue. I wrote it down.
Yeah,
He's going to hack into the DMV mainframe. I'm like, you go for that, buddy.
Let's
hack
do the
away.
Net. Let's do the Net. The next movie that we're going to do is Sandra Bullock's The Net, where the net comes after you and kills you. I want to watch that.
We should definitely do that at some point.
One of the worst movies of all time.
But I can't stand shit like that anymore.
No.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Why did they even... I mean, like, I suppose we all guess. We all kind of have a rough idea and we try to perceive the way that a way that will be kind of time safe to talk about technology.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're just really bad at it.
Bring back the 8-track. Go on. I did it.
Exactly.
It's on the 8-track.
But hearing someone say mainframe, and I'm just like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say mainframe in any way, shape, or form outside of a movie.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
Let's start off the bad names. Let's start off with the characters because I want to talk about probably one of the worst villains of all time, Raymond Calitri. Calitri as the Carpenter.
Oh God! As soon as it started, and he's like, he's real bad news.
But that's the thing.
He's been in town. He's the Carpenter.
Exactly.
I'm like,
but it was built up when Will Patton is talking about it, and he's like, like he's got a great setup. This guy scares even me. I'm like, Okay, well, maybe we've got something here.
Yeah.
And then you get to his junkyard, which for some reason, random set things, his junkyard is filled with fireballs like bursting off, which is such a Jerry Bruckheimer thing.
Yeah, I don't know what does he do? What does this guy do?
Exactly.
He's just a bad guy. I don't understand how bad guys, and I use the air quotes. How do these people make money?
I don't
He
know.
just tends to sit all day.
And the fact that he's just like
in his flaming fortress.
He's just carving wood for some fucking
what's his
unknown
thing
reason.
with he loves wood?
Who gives a shit?
Oh, that
Who
was so
cares?
ridiculous.
Who cares? And then on top of that, he goes to explain to Memphis why he wants these 50 cars and why he needs them. Because he starts monologuing of why he needs this stuff, and at the end of it, he says, because at the end of it, my South American friend goes somewhere else, and that's bad for me. That makes me look like an arsehole. Am I an arsehole? Do I look like an arsehole? I'm like, dude, did you just set up that fucking ball to hit out of the park there? He's the worst. He is so bad. I hate him.
He's such a bad villain.
He's so bad.
Garbage. And it's not a great performance either by Christopher Eccleston. It's disappointing.
And Christopher Eccleston is good,
but at least he's not in this movie enough for it to really give a shit.
Affect the film.
But what I find like really frustrating is towards the end.
Go on.
So he said, when he was trying to talk to him and said, look, you got all the rest of the cars, why don't you just take the value from Eleanor away and we call it square? And then he has this whole fucking, haha, not going to happen. And his last thing is because you don't put a gun to my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Hang on.
At the start.
So that happened at the start. Yeah. Exactly. So were you just going to, you didn't care anyway? Did you, what?
Did you not care about the cars?
So when you got these cars, were you just going to kill them anyway?
Yeah.
Why are we even having this conversation? Why don't you just shoot him then?
Yeah.
Because he didn't get all the cars too, and you're like, nah, oh well, bang.
Yeah.
I was going to kill you anyway.
And why did you shoot him, crush the car? Why don't you do it right then and there? If you're that bad, then why are you getting your henchman to do it way over there? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I love that he says, where he goes, when he's talking about Memphis rains, and then he goes, it never rains, it pours.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, did you just say that because that's the only saying, like, catchphrase that has rains in it?
But when I hear of that, I just think of Hard Rain with Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman.
I'm like, yes! That's not what... If that is a metaphor, I guess.
It's horrible.
Because I guess it kind of is. It's like when, you don't get a little bit of something, you get a lot.
You get a lot of it,
Usually bad news.
Sure.
That doesn't work in that context at all. He's using it wrong. It's just something fun to say.
Is that why you're saying it? Is that what you're doing?
There's a few of those kind of just. That's not what that. Why does one of them and one of the gangsters said Johnny B, which is like the worst.
He's gold.
Needs to just go out of this movie.
Gold.
By the way,
I love him.
Needs to be gone.
He's so
it's
shit.
20 minutes that does not need to be in this movie. There's a weird foot chase with a dog, and then they end up in a fucking diner.
Yes.
This movie does not need to have this shit.
No.
It's a waste of time.
So no. So what I would use if I was to direct that movie, and they said to me, even though this is really weird, you have to use the same script, I would use what happened there to have Memphis and Kip Bond.
Oh yeah, they probably could have a moment while they're in the diner,
right
of course. But that seems like it's screenwriting 101.
Come on,
that seems like a no-brainer, and for some reason they didn't do it
at all.
And yet this is another one with these lines that don't make any sense.
Yeah,
is this when he looks at him and says to his friend, I want to play some pin the tail on the donkey?
What the fuck does that even mean?
What do you mean? What do you want to do? I don't understand. Is that like some gang torture?
That is gang torture. That is. They
Because
are going to mess that up.
That seems like that they used to be doing something else. Like, I think the scene used to go differently, and that line made sense.
Yeah.
They changed the surroundings and just left the line in. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
Let's pull the pin and tail.
Are you going to shoot him in his ass? Are you
Maybe
going
they're
to
going to do something else to his ass?
Maybe.
Who knows these things?
Maybe it's just a whole bunch of butt-related torture.
Should I Google pin the tail on the donkey?
I would wager that's not a great idea. Anyway,
28 days later, that's where I know Christopher Eccleston mostly from.
I would say
he was
for
a brilliant villain in that, because I'm not a Doctor Who watcher.
No, it wasn't Doctor Who for me. Christopher Eccleston
was it G.I. Joe: Rise of the Cobra?
Well, he's also I have seen that movie. I don't like it, but I've seen it.
I need to see it.
He's the Dark Elf from Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, he's
Machelith or whatever.
Mowgli.
Sure,
Machelith.
Yeah, he was not a good villain.
He was not a good villain. He was scary though.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
so
used badly.
I didn't even
Go on,
wanted
what
to
were you
go
gonna
on,
say?
but the intelligence of people that
Yeah,
we
you
take
said
for
that before?
granted.
Yeah.
Like little things that, which is disappointing because it all kind of adds up to a potential for a great movie.
Yeah.
But little things like, I like the idea of the blacklight. I think the blacklight idea is really clever.
Good idea.
Yeah. I think the fact that they make Memphis smart enough to notice that the van moved up a couple of doors.
Nice one.
That's the kind of stuff that would have been in Ocean's 11 and something like that.
And then
That's
they
that
have to
kind of
steal the
stuff.
original cars from.
It's
it's
an interesting idea.
impound.
It kind of, and the way that they're going to do some of these things, the actual setup of it all is pretty smart. They
Exactly.
seem like they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also dumb as shit.
Yeah, you don't really feel any real risk when watching this movie. You're like, oh, they're going to get caught. Like, the only reason I compare it to another Jerry Bruckheimer, The Rock. In that movie, you feel real fear. Those missiles are going to go off.
The Rock is...
Ed Harris is going to fuck
I watched the
people
last
up,
10 minutes
man.
of The Rock a couple of days ago because it was just on Foxtel. Last 20 minutes or so.
Fuck, it's good.
That is a legitimately good movie. I will argue tooth and nail. Teeth and nail. That's
Teeth and toe. Sure, bring it on.
That is a good.
It's a good movie. There's a little bit of a middle section there with the Humvee Ferrari chase that I'm not a huge fan of, but
it takes a while to get to Alcatraz, where it feels like two separate movies.
Yeah.
But once it's there,
it's gold.
It is.
Yeah,
guns a blazing.
Sorry, that's what I was comparing it to. Like, you don't feel any, like, they're going to steal all the cars.
There's very little stakes, yeah.
They're going to steal all the cars.
Well, I mean, there's all the stakes, but we don't feel the stakes.
You don't feel shit.
I feel like there's actually very little actual car stealing.
Yeah, it's all in montages. That's
why.
why.
But even the montages, you kind of like, have I seen 49 cars being stolen?
Yeah, no.
I think I've seen about 12.
Yeah, it's 12.
Yeah, and not even like in little
especially for a car stealing movie.
Yeah.
Come on.
Surely I
show
just
us
get a
what
little
you got.
flash of, we got this car. Oh, we got this car. And there's a bit of that, but they go from like having 2 cars to having 48.
49. Yeah.
Or yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really quick.
We're up to Eleanor. Let's do Eleanor.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously?
And how dumb's the kid that just steals another car through it? And
Fred,
it makes
that
me
was
so
right.
mad because it brings us a really good scene, which we've already talked about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's so contrived, the setup to it. Because
Oh, it's bad.
No, I don't care how dumb you are. You wouldn't just go and steal a random car, drive it back and be like, guys, look what I got. Look what I got. When you're in the middle of a one-night,
massive
massive
heist.
heist
Yeah,
where you've
exactly.
just done all this prep work.
And you're not that dumb that you bring the car that you're doing it to the headquarters of where you're
Yeah.
going to do this thing. Oh, it's terrible. My favorite on the lines, so I started writing down, I had a little section, lines that don't land.
Oh, good. Good.
And the biggest one up the top, I didn't write many down, but the biggest one up the top is, I am a bad man. I'm like, Nick, did you just do that yourself? Was that even in the script, you
Probably
fucking
not.
idiot?
Probably not.
Like, seriously, it was a bad...
Should we talk about Nic Cage for a little bit?
Let's talk about him. There were only a couple of shots where, and they were towards the end where I realised that I was like, oh, Nick, you have frosted tips, dude, in this.
It's because
what the fuck?
This movie is sepia-toned up the yin-yang.
Yeah. Which everyone loves. Everyone loves sepia. Everyone's picking that.
We loved it in 2000.
We did.
It's
people still
horrible
love
to
it
look at
on
now.
Instagram, don't they? I'm going to do sepia tones.
Yeah, it's that sweaty Bruckheimer color palette.
Yeah.
And I think it reached its most just unwatchable in the Transformers, The Island.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that couple of
The Island.
2005,
Yes,
2007-ish.
What the fuck was that?
Like they are so, everyone's skin tone is like bright orange/yellow.
Yeah, man.
Everyone looks sick and or fake tanned up to the fucking shithouse.
For some reason, when you get a shot of people, instead the what is it? The lens flare is actually on their skin for some reason, and that shouldn't fucking happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is this movie's starting to get there. It's nowhere near as bad as that, but I just don't like this. I don't like this color palette, and so that's why you can't notice he's got frosted tips because they blend in a little bit. It makes it look like he's kind of just got blonde hair.
Exactly.
But, nah, they're frosted tips.
They're frosted
my friend.
tips.
They
They're
are.
frosted
He
tips.
is one cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't think this is.
Go on.
I remember liking his performance more than I did this time.
I don't. This is one of the, because I'm not a huge fan of Nicolas Cage. This is one of the ones I like more than others. I'm not a huge fan of Con Air. We'll get to that at another podcast. But I prefer
I think he's far more interesting in Con Air.
Really? I prefer this. I like this and then Face Off and then The Rock. What am I missing?
Well, his performance in The Rock, I would say, is not really anything. He's just a kind of the bookish kind of foil.
Stanley Goodspeed.
Yeah, he's exactly right. That is a great character name for him. That's perfect. Stanley, which for one, nobody called Stanley is a badass. No. And Goodspeed. It's so great.
Stanley Goodspeed.
Yeah, look, I suppose I feel like in both Face Off and Con Air, he's doing something.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like he's doing much of anything in this. It's a little bit kind of...
He was on fire in the 90s, wasn't he, Nic Cage?
Yeah, look, I was a big fan of his. I actually feel like... It's funny. I actually feel like I'm having like this negative kind of retrospective rewatch of a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because here's a question.
Yeah, go for it.
And this might be something for another day, but it's a large, all-encompassing question.
I don't have a drink.
Was Nic Cage actually ever a good actor? Do you know what I mean? Or were we just convinced for a little while that he was?
We just bought into it.
And now that we don't buy into it anymore because it's pretty funny what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Because I go back and look at some of this old stuff and I'm like, I don't see much of a difference between what you were doing then. I mean, obviously there's some of it. Like, I mean, he does some really bad stuff lately. But this, to me, is no worse than some of his other recent kind of dodgy-ish performances.
Yeah, going from Castor Troy to Sean Archer in Face Off, you can see there's a difference between what he's doing there. There's a little bit of... He's going from extremes to...
He is good in Face Off.
Yeah, I'll give him that, okay? But I watched Leaving Las Vegas. I wanted to go, no. Nicolas Cage has an Oscar. So what the fuck did he get it for? That movie, his acting is spot on. It is top-notch.
I saw it in like 2000.
Oh, did you?
And I remember being pretty blown away by it because
it was huge.
But I wasn't sure if that was...
But the film sucked for me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I remember really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those movies where I feel like that the harder and way better performed role is Elizabeth Shue in that.
Absolutely. And of course
he just kind of got to ride the coattails because he was the more glamorous one.
Yeah.
And there's one bit in that I remember really well. I remember the bank scene really well, where he hasn't had a drink and he can barely get his hands out of his pocket and he's really awkward and he can't talk to people and he fucks off and he drinks a bottle or something.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's the smoothest motherfucker in town.
Yeah.
And it's the most easiest transaction. And I remember thinking in my head that's some really great acting for starters, but it's also a really great representation of alcoholism, I think, and its effect on why you see these people that struggle to comprehend that it's something bad for you because
without it you
in
can't
so
function.
many of those circumstances it's actually really good for you. But anyway. So but now I look at something like this and I'm like, you're not really doing anything. He's just kind of he's got his big jacket. He's just kind of saying his lines.
It is a big jacket. I looked at it with that does not fit you.
It does not.
But in 2000s, nothing fit anyone.
No. Big sleeves.
It was massive.
Big collars.
I used to wear T-shirts that never fit me. Came out to here.
Yeah,
big Mambo T-shirts.
Mambo.
Tyson. Mambo.
Do you know what was with Mambo? The design was like a monkey farting or something?
Yes, monkey shitting. And then No Fear gear.
Oh, No Fear.
No Fear.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It was badass.
I wonder how many people in 1999 got that tattooed on themselves.
No Fear.
Yeah.
Oh.
I reckon there'd be quite a few.
If there are any listeners out there who are listening to Nic Tys and Videotape, please,
if you have a
just take a photo of it, post it. You don't have to show who you are.
Oh, if you've got any kind of really bad late 90s, early 2000s tattoos that are like would only exist in that 4-year bracket, and you just happen to be the one dickhead that went and got it tattooed on yourself.
Jesus. There's a guy.
Let us know.
There's a guy at work who's getting his laser removed at the moment, and the poor guy. I feel for him. So he did it when he was a kid.
Yeah, sure.
And he was a teenager, and he got the tribal tat ties, but it's his full arm right up, and I'm like, poor guy.
Poor guy.
Yeah. It's just a bad... Hey, people make bad decisions.
That's it, man.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's it.
But yeah, look at this, Ty. So, Leaving Las Vegas, 1995. 96, The Rock. 97, Con Air. 97, Face Off. City of Angels, 98.
Okay. That's
Snake Eyes. I know you're a fan of that.
I like Snake
Eyes. I know you do. 8mm, which was fucking balls.
At least he's doing something in that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying something.
He's trying something. Gone in 60 Seconds. Look at that that's 99. Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's a good run.
2000.
What's after Gone in 60 Seconds?
Our favourite Family Man.
Okay. That's a bit of a drop-off.
Oh, it's massive. And then you've got Captain Corelli's, and then Wind Talkers.
Oh, we've got his I Want Another Oscar period.
Another Oscar. Sonny, and then you've got... And then you hit it with Adaptation.
Oh, of course.
And this is where Nic Cage has
Okay,
probably his best.
Yeah, I'll take that back. He definitely could act at some point.
He could.
I think we just...
I'm a huge fan of Matchstick Men as well.
Yeah, Matchstick Men is an excellent movie.
I don't mind Matchstick Men.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell, man.
Dude.
Ridley Scott.
Bring it on.
One of Ridley Scott's like legitimately best films. Considering that guy can be so up and down.
In Matchstick, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so maybe he can. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him.
Maybe we
I
are.
look at these movies
Maybe
and I
we
think
are.
you're not really doing anything.
Yeah, how the fuck did you get this
You're no
money,
better
man?
than you're no better or worse than anything else. You're not good looking enough either to be.
Because you were not that receding is bad. People can pull off receding.
Yeah, of course.
But you, unfortunately, are not easy on the eyes.
Well, it's funny because you look at him when he was quite young, and if you look at those terribly photoshopped photos in the opening montage,
hilarious!
Which are
I
just
love
like
those. I love those.
Made,
I love when
someone
they do
made
that.
it with DOS paint. Those fucking things, they're awful. He was a very handsome younger man. Like he was really he was doing something.
He had a Nic Cage. Sorry, not Nic Cage. Jesus Christ, Nic Cave look about him. He was kind of mysterious and weird looking.
Okay,
you know.
cool. Yeah, I'll pay that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't buy it. And I feel like Angelina Jolie would have been what, like 23
Oh,
or
dude,
24
she was so
at that
young.
point.
Fuck.
And it just, I don't buy it at all.
No, I don't buy their relationship at all. And that's why let's move on to Sway, because she's in there just because we need a female character. She's the only female character
She's
apart from
I would say,
Mum.
yeah. Look, I'd say that what's good about her is that they make her very capable. They make her like one of the best. And
She looks like she absolutely knows
she knows
what she's
exactly
doing.
what she's doing, and she's very good at it, and she kicks butt. Having said that, they give her nothing to do.
No dialogue, nothing
to do. They have. This is one of those times where I think about how often I bitch and moan about not allowing characters to breathe. And I think what a wasted opportunity is that this great character didn't get an opportunity to develop any further. But then I look at scenes like the two of them in the car together, and I think this is a writer and a director giving me what I have asked for, and I don't want it in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And I find that really funny. Like, I'm such a hypocrite in that sense, because if that scene wasn't in there, I might say something like, I think we needed more character development between Sway and Memphis.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying those names out loud, by the way.
Memphis.
I got it, and I don't want it.
No, I don't want it because
It's
there's
no
nothing
good.
in there that I want.
Because there's nothing in there
No.
worth, it's character development that is actually to the detriment of the story, because it kills all its momentum, and it's not good enough character development for me to give two shits.
No.
I hated that scene.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's hard to
and
watch.
if you look at the line, if you actually listen to what they're saying, they're jumping, they're hitting bookmark points. Well, why didn't you like me? Oh, well, because of this. What do you think is sexier? This. Oh, now we're going to have sex.
That's not a terrible line. I'll give it 1 point for the
what?
For
what's more fun?
Having sex or stealing cars?
Yeah.
Because it's almost it's what is it? It's a version of the old El Paso kid. It's almost like,
really?
Do you know what I mean? It's almost do we want stuffed? We want shells or
we want
tacos?
shells or tacos?
Why don't have both?
I can't believe you're making that analogy. Bring it back to that. That's hilarious.
Little color man,
That's
little color
hilarious.
me. It's not a bad, and I like her acknowledgement of it, where she's just straight up like, good answer. But yeah, apart from that, it's just, it's awkward.
It's bad.
And having the whole thing, them having to watch this other couple have sex as well, it's so contrived, it's unnecessary.
No, I like it. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
like if that's the situation they're in, but that they use, like, I don't know about you, but my mind would be elsewhere. My mind would be elsewhere.
Oh, because you're on the job. That's what you're saying.
On the job,
absolutely.
Man. And it's this weird kind of like, we're just stuck here watching it, I guess.
Yeah.
Turn around. Just turn in the car seat. You can kind of scoot your butt around. Like, I've talked to somebody in the passenger seat.
But that's where
I don't have to stare straight out in the car at all
absolutely,
times.
Absolutely. Well, they're in a house that's made of glass that is lit up, and they're having sex basically on a balcony.
2000s house
it's
as
so
well.
bad. But the
Do you
thing
remember
is,
there was a movie called The Glass House? Have you seen that
No,
movie?
I have
seen
Why would
that
I never?
movie.
Why would I watch
Lily
that?
Sobieski is in that.
Amazing.
What the fuck were the 2000s?
In a good writing way, what you would do is if you writing it well, writing that scene better, have them, because they're forced to watch these people have sex, have them focus on the 80s color blue Lamborghini that's in front of them and have them.
It could be kind of funny. Like
compare
the
sex to the Lamborghini that's from, because they're car nuts.
Yeah, they could do some kind of cool
Dude,
wordplay
do
with it.
that.
Yeah, 100%. There could be some nice wordplay there.
Do you know what I mean?
It could even just, because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to say that it's like you get your adrenaline up. How do we get all this adrenaline? It's so sexy stealing cars. Apparently, I'm sure it's not in any way, shape, or form, but they're trying to make it sexy.
Sure.
If there is an actual car thief that looks like Angelina Jolie, I will eat my fucking hat. But
because why isn't she a fucking model? Are you crazy? Oh my God.
Yeah, like they could play. There's that great bit in. I'm bringing up Buffy of all things, but there's a scene in Buffy where Riley and Buffy have a massive fight, and it's juxtaposed with them actually having sex. And at the end of the fight, they look at each other all sweaty and puffed and say, "Well, what do you want to do now?" And it's perfect because we've already seen it happen at the same time, and that's what they're trying to set up here. It's like
Buffy and who? Riley.
Riley, remember Riley?
No, I never watched Buffy.
Oh, okay.
It's on my cards. I'm going to do
Riley's
the whole
like
thing.
he's the boring boyfriend from like seasons 4 and 5.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Yeah, so that's what they're trying to do,
and
they just fail miserably at it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what else have we got?
Can you stream Buffy? Random question.
No, you can't.
Really?
No.
Suck it. Really?
Yeah. We got the DVDs. I think they might be packed away, but
I can if I've got Foxtel.
Oh, it's on Foxy's.
Yeah, it's on Foxy's. I would like to talk about the how much fucking smoke was there in this film. Oh my God! Let's just fill this scene in the background. I want a shitload of smoke.
Yeah,
isn't that enough? No, I want more.
All the smoke, all the kind of.
I want all of it.
They were trying to get this dirty industrial thing happening.
Yeah,
but
it was stupid.
It's not pleasant to look at, and it kind of ruins a lot of it.
It does.
What
else have I written?
So I want to talk about the ending for a little bit. Let's jump to the ending. Have you got anything else you want to talk about prior to that?
No.
I think in the. Oh, you're ready to say something important.
No, go for it.
You kind of did like a point.
Well, only because the movie where I turn off.
Yeah.
Because I hate the ending of this thing. I think it fucking ruins it.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
Pretty much everything post the car chase is terrible.
Is done. Yeah. Except for the conversation between the cop and Memphis, because you get the bond with them. He goes, "I know why you did this, because a brother's love is a brother's love." And I like that because I have a brother and I know what that means. Sure. But other than that, they have that kind of conversation where they're like, I know that you were trying to do your job, but you were looking after your brother and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
He's dead. You just saved my life. Have a look at the pier at Thingo. And that's fine.
That's the bit that they should focus more on. I think the bit where he's like, all right, you saved my life. Sure. I clearly owe you one.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be all is forgiven. It should be I'm not going to call someone for 24 hours. You need to get your shit out of here.
Go on in 60 seconds too.
Yeah.
Go on faster.
Cruise control.
Cruise control. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it needs to be. It's not this.
It's not everything is all done. I'll clean it up. Yes, exactly.
It's
exactly.
Dumb. And I just don't, because they have a respect, and I use the term very loosely, they have a respect in the fact that he knows he's very good at what he does.
Yes.
He doesn't necessarily think he's a person that is warranting of redemption, which is fine. He doesn't need to be.
Yep.
You can still deserve to be in jail and be willing to try and save your brother's life and also save someone else's life when they're about to be shot in the face.
Yep.
Like, that's okay.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that you don't deserve to go to prison. So and for a guy who, like, this whole movie goes on and on about it's this blemish on his record.
Yeah.
Just that 24 hours, just say, I'm not going to, I tell you what, I'll give you a 1 day head start.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't find you somewhere really easy.
Yeah.
Go, really hide yourself.
Better have a faster car this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just because then that's all it needs to be.
Awesome.
Because now we get this dumb, like, the end of Fast and the Furious scene where they're having the barbecue out in the fucking workshop.
Fuck, I hate that.
And I'm like, dude, who gives a shit? 40, 50 cars. These
People
insurance
know.
companies are going to ring up and go, are you doing anything about this fucking thing? Like, I just have to pay out 12 Ferraris.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't afford this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And not only that, then you get the brother kind of understanding what his fucking older brother has done for him.
Yeah.
And all he does is shave his face and fucking gives him a rust bucket car that is the car that he wants. And then all's forgiven with a hug. No conversation, nothing. He gives him a present and that's it. No. I want deep fucking dialogue. At least.
I love that he came out and the goatee was shaved. Like the goatee was making him evil. It's like
he's had a
cursed
shower.
Goatee.
I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, and his hair wasn't quite as gross and slicked back as
Dude,
it was.
Who gives a shit?
Oh man,
that you've shaved your face.
That was really funny.
I hated it, and then it was it, and that was it. And then
it
drove
ends
off
on like
in
a
his car.
gag, and I'm like, "Is this been a comedy? Was this meant to have been a comedy?"
They clearly didn't know how to end it. That's clearly to me that says we don't know how to end.
No,
this
because
movie.
it's like a few.
We're just going to wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Well, it's
people.
like the end of Speed. Right, so when the central, which
I love that,
but it works really well.
Yeah.
It's not as effective as what has come before, but it works. It's when so the guys that went into the pitch meeting and said, "There's a bomb on a bus that can't go below 50," and they gave them all the money. Right?
Yeah,
it's the same thing. They would have to sit there and go, "What happens after we fix the bus problem?"
Yeah.
So
we get a train.
We put them on a train. So these guys did the same thing.
Yep.
50 cars, 24 hours, you've got to steal them or your brother dies.
We
and
kill
they throw them all the money. Then they go,
How
what
do we
happens
end
when we
this
get the last car? How do we end it after
We
that?
kill the bad guy. Yeah, but what happens? How do
But
we
what
end it?
happens? And these guys were nowhere near as good at solving that problem
Exactly.
as the guys in
They just
Speed
go,
were.
he buys him a car.
Yeah.
What do
But
you
this
mean?
happens
He
a
buys
lot.
him a car.
The pitch offer.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Yeah, but he buys him a car.
Don't you get it though? He buys him a car. Yeah, okay. Is it a nice car? Well, kind of. It might be one day.
But did you fix anything? It hasn't really fixed anything, guys.
It's a metaphor for their relationship.
Yeah, but he's bought
Nicholas.
him a car. I don't understand.
Because their relationship is
because you're not
battered
looking
and
deep into
worn,
it.
but it has the potential to be repaired, and so they see the car as the metaphor of their relationship.
In my thesis,
Together,
Gone in 60
they
seconds.
will work on it. Yes, Gone in 60 Seconds, a retrospective on brotherly relationships.
Fuck, it was shit.
No,
I
it's
hated
just
that ending.
it's just dumb. The whole thing,
hated
the whole
it.
ending's dumb. And
Yeah.
like, you got Sway sitting there, and she's sucking on some dude's fingers, and the other two are looking at, they're basically jerking off on the table. It's just bizarre.
It was terrible. They're like, hey, we got Angelina Jolie in this movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and then fucking, we haven't even talked about Vinnie Jones.
Oh, Vinnie Jones
Who is
talks.
just garbage in this movie.
I love him. I love him to death. I think he's fucking. He's the
can't stand him.
I hate him too. But he's trash. They don't use him.
He's a horror.
Have you seen? So before this, he was in fucking Lock, Stock, and this is coming off the fact that he is a footballer, not an actor.
Yeah.
And he did way better in Lock, Stock than he did in
Yeah,
this.
in Lock, Stock they use him well. In this, like, I don't know what they're trying to do with him.
I don't get it.
Like, I get it at first when he's in the morgue and he's like putting sandwiches on dead people, and I'm like,
How 2000s did that morgue look?
Yeah. It did. It
I'm
totally
like,
did.
You could eat in this fucking morgue. This is some sexy morgue right here. I'm gonna fucking get down and
Sexy
dirty in this
morgue.
morgue.
Oh man,
Look at those bodies. They don't even look like bodies. They're just like people ready to party.
That's a good band name.
Yeah.
Sexy Morgue.
Sexy morgue. That is terrible. Maybe it's a club. Where are you going? We're going to the Sexy Morgue
Oh,
for
we're
a
going to
drink.
the Sexy Morgue.
Sexy
Yeah.
Morgue for a drink. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring
No,
it on.
I would want to go to the
What are
Sexy
they? What
Morgue.
are they? They do nothing but Jaeger bombs. That's all you've got. Are you kidding? Isn't there like beers? No, you've got nothing but fucking. You've got. Hang on, wait. You've got wait. You've got Strongbow. You can either drink Strongbow, or you can drink lemon Ruskies.
I
and
thought
that's
I
it.
wanted to go to this place. Why are you making it sound so unappealing now? I was all geared to go. It's like Sexy Morgue time. Yes. No, I'm not keen. I'm not keen at all. The Strongbow.
It'll be Strongbow with
Strongbow, but not even like sweet.
not
either.
even the good one. No,
Strongbow
it's the dry.
draft.
Yeah, it's Strongbow dry. Yeah, it's that, or it's lemon Ruskies. Do you remember them?
Oh fuck yeah! I'll smash some lemon Ruskies.
Red
That's what
lemon
I'll do.
Ruskies. Bring them on, and a Jaeger every now and then. Jaeger bomb. No, Red Bull wasn't out in 2000, was it? Was it? When did Red Bull
Oh, that's
get
a funny
invented?
question.
There we
Actually,
go.
I've just assumed it has always been a part of my life.
No,
But no, you're right. I didn't drink energy drinks when I was 7.
exactly.
So I wonder how I stayed awake
I'm googling it
to get through all my cartoon watching.
Talk about something other than Strongbow dry.
Well, I've got really nothing else to say, to be honest. Oh, I would say in The Last Chase, I like the occasional shots of him not using the brakes.
nice.
It's a nice choice.
It's a nice
It
choice.
pops up every now and then.
Exactly.
He's going very fast and managing these very hard corners, and he
Yep.
never uses the brake.
Exactly.
It shows that he is a very capable driver and a very capable thief. It is a nice visual way of telling us that. Good work, movie. Shame the rest of the movie wasn't as good as some of these fucking little bits. Because not only straight after that, we have that awful bit where the helicopter's chasing him, and just because he goes a little fast, He's gone.
He's gone.
I'm like, hang on.
Just because he used NOS. So he uses NOS.
So he's now another 10 meters in front of you than he was.
You can literally just raise up the helicopter. And just
You're
go,
in a helicopter.
There he is. I can see him. Exactly.
Anyway. Dumb.
Oh my God, did you know Red Bull was an Australian company?
No shit.
What the fuck?
Way to go, Australia.
No, not way to go, Australia. You're killing people. Introduced in 1987?
No.
Fuck off.
No.
It says Red Bull 1987.
No.
As an energy drink sold by Red Bull, an Australian company created... Oh, the Australian company was created in 87.
Yeah. The energy drink was first put on the market, or
when was the energy drink? Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Well, I've got nothing else to say.
All right, well, that was gone in 60 seconds.
It was.
Look, I'm going to watch it again. It's not as if I'm not going to watch it again. And do you know what? I need the theatrical cut. This is how fucked up I am. Even though I will never watch this again. I know I can stream it. You streamed it, didn't you?
No, I had to rent it.
Oh, fucking balls.
Paid money for this.
Dude. Hey, it was a good watch, I tell you what. You're going to sexy mall.
Sadly, it was not as much fun as I thought it would be.
Oh, really?
Because I was geared for a fun rewatch of Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, really?
I think I'm probably going to go a little while not watching this movie.
Oh, fair deal.
Yeah, I think it'll be a while before I return to it.
It probably
I need
will
to
be
find
for
another
me.
dumb... I think I would watch Con Air a bunch of times before this.
Really?
Yeah, Con Air was on, a little bit was on TV the other night. It's not bad.
My fucking hell. My cousin's boyfriend and my wife love Con Air.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they're
I'll
like...
watch it with... I'll come over. Me and Sam will watch it and you can hang shit on it.
Seriously?
And we'll just be like, we'll have the best time
To
ever.
the point where they're like, can you do Con Air on the podcast? Do Con Air on the podcast. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching Con Air. Even though I know Tyson loves Con Air. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe Con Air is good. Maybe, like you're forgetting that Con Air...
I think if you only ever didn't like it, there's no way you're going to watch it and discover it's like a secret gem. That's not going to happen.
Exactly.
It's only... You're right. You either bought into its shtick back in 97 and you still do, or you never will.
Was it 97?
I think it was. Yeah, it was around then.
We didn't talk about tons of people. Scott Kahn is in this.
Yeah, he's
Gone in
around.
60 Seconds. I love him. On the market. 1987.
This movie would just be better if it was just the cast of Ocean's 11 playing all these roles.
It would be. And Scott Kahn is in the cast of Ocean's 11, which I love. Moving on.
Shall we move on?
Well,
all right then. Should we talk about what did we watch this week? What do you got, Nicholas? Nothing this week?
Watched?
What have you been watching?
No, I haven't watched anything. I'm on TV. Oh, you know what? I'll talk about my TV.
Yeah, talk about
series.
some TV watching.
Fuck it. I decided to watch The Alienist on Netflix, which is the new TV series with Daniel Bruhl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo himself.
Zemo, yeah. And that's all I can see, for starters.
Yeah, sure. What is The Alienist about?
The Alienist is
I've seen it in my scrolling, but I haven't stopped to look at it.
Yeah, is about a serial killer.
Okay.
Who, back in kind of like... it's set in New York, but it's... New York. But it's in Jack the Ripper time.
Oh, cool.
So, and an alienist is sort of the start of where a... Oh, how do I... sort of a... Looking at what makes a serial killer.
Okay,
sort
sure.
of like an oldie time version of Mindhunter.
Okay, sure.
So
Yeah,
sort of
great.
like that. And yeah, with the very first policewoman being... Who was... God damn it, I suck. What is her name? She's in I Am Sam.
Dakota Fanning.
Thank you. Dakota Fanning. So
Right.
she's plays the first policewoman and kind of going against all odds. They're trying to catch this serial killer who is killing off rent boys.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's not an easy watch. It's dark, it's dirty, it's messed up. It's it's dealing with the prostitution of young males.
Interesting.
And going with that line. And yeah, it's really good. I'm on my last episode. And yeah, I can't wait to finish it. It's real. I like it.
Solid recommend?
It's doing really well for me.
Yeah, great.
I'm really into it.
Oh,
'Cause I was
nice.
like, and the aesthetic and just the set, Tyson. This thing looks amazing. It may be because I've just had an upgraded television, but
Yes,
it
that could
looks
be part of it.
it looks intense, man.
Nick, your new television is out of control, by the way. It is disgusting.
Thank you.
It is-
That is exactly how I like to describe my new television.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. It is.
It's something else. I'll tell you what, though,
Yeah.
God, how good are great televisions?
Oh,
like,
dude. Yeah. Especially from a person that you would understand enjoying film as much as we do, Tys. If you don't have a decent TV, you're missing out. You kind of.
You do.
I don't know.
And I mean, I think it's one of those things you don't know what you got until you get it. And then it's kind of like,
exactly.
You're happy with your kind of 42-inch plasma that, maybe does the job. Maybe is HD, but
exactly.
kind of,
doesn't really matter.
And then you upgrade to one of these motherfuckers. And it is it's a different ball game completely.
Dude.
It's pretty great.
At this point, like with this television, 13-year-old Nick is his dream. Like he's like, I can't wait to have surround sound and this and this and this. I've now got to that point, and now I have a small child, which I barely get to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Yeah.
Or when you are watching something, it's like
it's on volume 2,
or it's Play School does.
Exactly.
You get to see Play School in Ultra HD, which I'm sure is fantastic.
I'm sure
the colours just pop out of the screen.
Yeah. But little man had lunch, and we watched Ice Age, the first Ice Age, which I'm a huge fan of. I love the first
Ice
Age.
It's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, he watched it for a little bit, and then he found his little purple ball that he likes, and he decided to go off and play with that. And I got stuck watching Ice Age by myself. And to be honest, I didn't mind it. Yeah, it was fine.
Go play with the ball. It's fine.
Yeah, where is he?
Yeah,
oh shit, he's in the toilet. Okay, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's a good recommendation.
But yeah, Alienist.
All right,
That's
I might
what
check
I've been
it out.
watching. What have you been watching, Thomas?
Well, I'm going to talk about two things that I watched. One of which was these were both movies that were not particularly well reviewed. If I have a look at each of their what do you call it? Metacritic scores on IMDb. We've got one hit a 34 and one hit a 49.
Oh, that's below 50.
Yeah, so they were both not really great reviews for either of them.
Yeah.
One of which has turned out that was fairly accurate. The other of which I would disagree with. So I'm going to start with the one that did unfortunately suck, and that is The Dark Tower. I did get to watch The Dark Tower.
Finally, Tys.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's pretty disappointing.
You've read the books though.
I've read the first book.
Read the first.
Yeah.
And there's how many in the series?
I use the term "read" loosely because I listened to the audiobook, but there's 7 or so.
7.
Yeah.
Decent.
And there are some good ideas floating throughout this, and there's some really good representations of things in the book. I think some of the ways they show because it's kind of alternate reality stuff, and so we have these kind of demon-esque monster kind of creatures and things like that. The design of them is interesting, especially the idea that humans wear human skin like masks, and so they have these little kind of marks around the back of their neck where it's like the skin has been fitted to them and it's itchy, and so they kind of go to scratch it and it moves the skin around and stuff like
nasty.
that. So there's cool stuff there. I think Matthew McConaughey is trying to do something and he just doesn't quite get there. Exactly. As the Man in Black, who is a character that has kind of appeared in a lot of Stephen King stories in different iterations.
Yeah, I remember
he's basically his coverall for the personification of the devil in a sense, or evil.
Death,
kind of. Yeah. So, and even though they go by different names depending on what the story is, Stephen King has kind of said that they're basically all the same being. They're just whatever reason they have in each story to have a different name.
Cool.
So be it. And look, it's not.
I like that.
He's trying. He's doing something, but it's not. There's very little impact there. Idris Elba comes away pretty scot-free. I think he tries with what he's Roland the gunslinger, and he's pretty badass, and he gets some pretty great moments of shooting things. And there's a really I like he has this like mantra that they say over about I don't shoot with my hands, I shoot with my heart, blah blah blah, and all this kind of stuff. And I think there is some material that they could be working with there, but unfortunately, this movie. It's a short movie. It's an hour and 35 minutes.
Wow.
And they have told an incredibly streamlined story within this huge universe. And in some ways, I like the sound of that. You know what I mean? In some circumstances, I'm like, great, we get to find out about this great universe, but we just get to follow this one story. But unfortunately, they've told a very big story in a streamlined way.
Right.
Like they've basically tried to cover the entire reason for the 7 books existing,
right?
Essentially, in this 1 hour 35 story, and so it has none of the kind of the interesting elements to it that these books have. it's a very watered down. It's like the Cliff's Notes it's like the Wikipedia synopsis of the book series. If you needed to sum it up in a couple of paragraphs, they've basically just taken that and made that the movie. And I think it really hurts it. It's just got no. It feels kind of like a young adult story, like one of these. It feels like a kind of like a I Am Number 4 kind of style thing, where it might have been based on like a children's book series, and they've just taken a bit of elements from bits and pieces.
So do you think that they did that because they knew they weren't going to get the sequel money? I
don't know. I just don't think they were particular. I feel like the whole making of this film has always been a bit of a shitstorm. Like they wanted to do a couple of movies and a TV series, and then it was like 3 big trilogy, and then it was like, no, we'll just do this one movie and then it'll lead us to the TV series. And then it was, we're going to make this one movie, we're going to make it tell a self-contained story, and if it's successful, we'll elaborate on that in a television series. Okay. And that's an awful idea, because you're basically saying we're hedging our bets with this movie.
Yeah.
We're going to,
if there's enough interest,
and then if it turns out okay, we'll make a better thing. And that's kind of like, that shouldn't be the way. It should be about making the better thing regardless.
That to me, what you've just described is studios need to take risk. I understand that there's big risk, but you need to take a bigger step.
It felt like there was no risk involved in this whatsoever. It doesn't feel like it was particularly expensive.
Yeah.
The special effects aren't great. The CGI works a bit rough.
Were they close to Langoliers?
No.
CGI, are we talking?
No, we've thankfully moved on from Langoliers level.
Let's do Langoliers.
Oh, God. That thing goes for like 4 hours.
Oh, does
Can we not? It was a mini-series.
Jesus. Was it?
But yeah, so I unfortunately can't really give a strong recommendation for Dark Tower. I think there's little things to like in it here and there, and there's some moment-to-moment stuff which is pretty effective.
Yeah.
I think just on the whole, it's a real disappointment. But the other thing I want to talk about as well, which was one that I thought was going to be a disappointment, which I actually kind of secretly quite liked, and that was Jane Got a Gun.
Jane Got a Gun.
Now, this is from a couple of years ago. This also had a really fucking tumultuous pre-production.
Is this? Oh, this is Natalie Portman.
It is Natalie Portman, and so at one time or another,
you watched this week,
at one time or another, this was going to be directed by, I think maybe Lynn Ramsey was going to direct it.
Oh, right.
And then she dropped out, and then someone else was going to be the lead male role, and Joel Edgerton was going to be the supporting role, and then that person dropped out, and so he jumped in and took the main role.
So it's been a
debacle. Then, I think they've had 2 different directors before they finally settled on Gavin O'Connor. Gavin O'Connor, who I'm a fan of, who directed Warrior, wrote and directed Warrior.
Yep.
And I think he's made a really tight little Western.
Yeah.
Like, it's small scale. It's just basically the character played by Natalie Portman, Jane, was her husband was somebody that they escaped from, like a criminal gang.
Yeah.
They basically packed up, and when they fell in love, they packed up and ran away. And in doing so, they caused a bit of kind of ruckus on the way out, and so now this gang is trying to track him down, and they might have finally found him.
Right.
And they are planning on like doing a siege-style attack on her house.
Right.
And in order to try and protect her husband, who has been shot and so is in no state to defend themselves, she calls upon her ex-lover, played by Joel Edgerton, and they had a very, they have like this kind of sad story because he left to go to war, into I believe the fight in the Civil War, perhaps.
Yeah.
And she believed him to be dead.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
how she ended up with this other man. And so when he finally came back to find her, and she was settled down with this other person and was pregnant, so he is obviously not too happy about that. But being a good-hearted man, he still decides he will try and protect them.
Right.
So you get this really interesting dynamic between the 3 of them.
Right.
He kind of at times looks like he's going to try and kill her husband, but he gets kind of caught out, and so he doesn't. And then you don't know if he's actually going to, because he feels kind of betrayed by her.
Yep.
The villain is played by Ewan McGregor.
Oh, dude.
Who is in mustache twirling mode. He even has like a curly mustache.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's really fun in it.
Tying up girls and putting them on train tracks.
You might
style.
might as well be, yeah. But I just think I was really surprised at how, like, it's pretty quiet, it's pretty slow paced.
Yeah.
I was just really surprised about how effective the character stuff in it was. I think Natalie Portman was really great in it. I think Joel Edgerton is quickly becoming like
he's getting up there. Isn't he?
He's climbing the ladder of people that I adore.
Keeping an eye on
Keep
screen.
an
eye on Joel Edgerton, man.
He's just
The Gift,
something else.
baby.
Yeah, well, he's so
Dude.
great in The Gift. He's really great in this too.
I did watch The Gift again.
So while look, it's not going. You're not going to watch it, and it's not going to change your life. But it is a very nicely effective
It's a good
little
movie.
Western film.
Nice.
It's pretty short. Get in and out.
Yep.
It's very kind of honest in its homages to westerns. It stays
Yeah.
pretty true to the genre.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. And it's if you're just going to stream it on something and it's free, there are much worse ways to spend an hour and a half.
Exactly.
So yeah, get on it. Jane got a gun.
Jane got a gun.
Yeah,
I like it. All right.
Should we cross some streams?
Should we cross some streams?
Cross some streams.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
go first.
You can go first.
I'll go first. So mine is, I don't know whether I've done this before, and if I have, I don't really care.
We're getting to the point where surely we're doubling up.
We're not. I've written them down. We're not. But this is a 2012 movie. There was a little gem that I'm really pissed that I missed at the cinema. Because this would have been balls to the wall. Awesome. This is just Dredd.
Oh, Dredd.
That's
great.
Such a good movie. Pete Travis directed this thing.
He did.
And yes, a lot of people talk about how what came first, The Raid or Dredd, because they're very similar storylines, but I don't really care because this film is so good with its setting up of the world that Dredd is. Dredd is obviously a comic book, if you don't know. So going on that, you could watch this and not know at all that this is a comic book. It doesn't really matter.
I only have a very passing. I am aware that the comic exists. I've never read an issue in my life. Yeah,
I've only read 2. That was it, and it's very, very different. But this is just an action movie that belongs in the mid-90s with obviously a bigger budget. It has that action feel of it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying 100%.
I remember watching it. I put it on. I'm like, all right, a friend of mine said this was good. I bet you this is going to be just... I'm wanting this to be good, and it's shit. And then from the first car chase and the guys who are getting chased knock down a pedestrian and literally kill him like with no... And I'm like, whoa, this just punched up a notch. You literally from then on in realise that how good a movie this is.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Like this is full on.
Yeah, it really is.
The character of Dredd is so good.
Carl Urban
kills
it. He's
so
the best.
well at this thing. The fact that they don't show his face just means so much to so many people.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They did. It made it great. The ending was fantastic. The action pieces, the fact that it all happens in one tower. I don't know if if most of the people have seen it. I don't care if you do. Rewatch it again.
Yeah.
It's balls to the wall action. So good. You can't go wrong. And it is on Foxtel now.
Oh, there you go.
So I am asking you to pay for it, but still. No, Foxtel's, you pay for it anyway.
Yeah, if you're already paying for Foxtel, you get access to the thing.
So yeah, do it.
Nice. Yeah, great film. I love Dredd a lot.
And the one thing I don't like is that no one else has picked up. If anything's going to get a sequel, it's not Cars 3.
Yeah, people are begging for the sequel, and it's just not going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen ever. And it's really fucking sad.
It was
really fucking sad.
It didn't make the kind of money. It's a shame because I think in a post Logan, post Deadpool world, it probably would make a lot of money because people are pretty geared up for R-rated comic book adaptations now.
Exactly.
They weren't so much then. That it was a fight. They really had to push to keep it that R-rated thing. They wanted to make sure, and so it didn't get a lot of support from the distributor.
I love that whenever this happens in an action movie,
that
the title sequence bursts out and explodes onto the screen.
Love it.
I'm fucking in.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
Lena Headey,
man. That was the other one. That was the other reason why I watched it, because last time we were talking about Lena Headey because 300.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something else that she's in where she's just kills it on screen.
She plays a villain so well.
So well.
I mean,
she knows what she's doing.
We've had a lot of experience. Anyone that's watched Game of Thrones, they know that she can be just
bone-chillingly fucking scary.
But yeah, she's fantastic and honestly threatening. You 100% feel the threat.
If you walked up to Lena Headey in real life, you would be absolutely intimidated. You would be scared to fucking death.
Yes.
Hi, how you going, Miss Headley? How are you? Can I get you anything? No,
Yes.
that's fine. I'll just go over here.
Don't shoot me.
What do you got, Tyson?
Oh, well, I'm just going to kind of go for what is, seeing as we were talking about it, kind of like a heist movie.
Yeah.
I thought we'd pull up a heist movie that maybe not a lot of people have seen, but one that I find incredibly entertaining, and that is from 2006. That is Inside Man, Spike Lee.
Oh, nice.
Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster. It is a bank robbery film, which is not all it seems.
I've only seen the start of this thing, and I'm a huge Spike Lee fan.
It's it doesn't feel like a Spike Lee film. It's really strange.
Not. It's his Hollywood jump.
He had a weird but he had a weird little patch where he was doing a few like that, and this I think it's super watchable. It's really great, and it's got a hell of a kicker of the twist at the end.
Oh, nice.
Like if you want to call it a twist, it's not really a twist, but it's got a kicker of an ending, and it's really great.
Yeah.
But it's just as far as like heist movies go, it's a very interesting kind of structure for one. It plays with time a lot, and we're in and out of characters' perspectives, and we really don't know the full story. We get the story kind of revealed to us as the characters find out about it too. So it's one of those movies that plays with your expectations. So by the end of the movie, you're in a very different place to where you started, so that when that ending hits, it's kind of great. It's
Is Denzel doing his shtick in this, or is he
little
kind of
bit,
taking on a little bit of a lesser role?
No, it's not
the
action
equalizer?
shtick. Yeah, no, it's not that kind of stuff. I think Clive Owen is the more interesting performance in this as the leader of the heist.
Clive Owen?
Not.
I don't think that I am.
I am, but in particular circumstances. Yeah, I find he can be pretty not good in things. But generally, when he's used right, I really like him. This isn't one of the more conventional uses of him.
Yeah.
And he's good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like, he doesn't steal it or anything. It's not one of those kind of performances. His character is very interesting though, and it's something that
Children of Men.
Yeah, he's wonderful in Children of Men, I think.
That fucking movie's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely worth watching, especially if you're a fan of those kind of the heist style movie where you kind of a la Ocean's 11, you kind of get the plan revealed gradually as we're going along, and it's kind of food for people that like those kind of things who are trying to figure it out as you go along.
It's no chance.
Yeah, this is one where I don't think you would have any idea of what the ultimate plan was.
Yeah. My mum will. She always picks it.
Mums are just really good at that.
Seriously.
Mums are so good at that.
She literally halfway through, she's barely watching the movie. She's like, "Oh, it's his brother." And I'm like, she did that to me. Do you know what she did? Tyson, she did that to me with Prestige. She's like, "Oh, that's his brother."
Oh.
And I went,
"What?
Fuck you!" I'd seen it. Thank God.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'd seen it. I'm like, "You don't know that."
Good pick, Mum.
You don't know that. She's like, "Yeah, that's his brother. Look at the mustache." Nah, I'm going to do the ironing. I'm like, "What? Fucking sit down."
That's funny. Well, I don't need to watch the rest of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go iron some clothes.
Seriously.
But yeah, so that's just on Netflix. So get on it and enjoy some Spike Lee goodness.
Yeah, man.
We are just going to mention briefly that we did have
we had a bit of a moment,
sad passing recently. Seeing as we're both such huge fans, and we've made it very obvious of our fandom for the Superman films, and we did lose, unfortunately. Margot Kidder passed away at a relatively young age, but she was troubled in
she didn't have the easiest life.
No, and so that's I'm sure a lot of those things kind of caught up with her in the end.
Yeah, but me and Tys had a moment because she is our lowest lane.
Yeah, she really is.
She's the only our lowest lane.
Yeah, and so I think in solidarity for her, I think I'm probably going to watch one of them at some point this week.
I'm all over.
I think Superman 2. Maybe Superman 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
If it not for the cellophane S.
If nothing else.
No, I like 1 because it's 1. That original Superman, who's got me, you've got me, who's got you.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant
It's pretty
line, Tice.
Yeah.
And just at the start with everything with the... No one's so swell anymore.
I think I want to watch that Niagara Falls sequence.
The Niagara Falls
I love that sequence so much. But yeah, so very sad news. And R.I.P. Margot Kidder.
Yeah, Margot Kidder.
And on that note... What a fucking downer.
Yeah. No, we're going to bring it up.
We're going to bring it up.
What we're going to do
next week. Nick, this is exciting.
This is a bit exciting for me.
For you.
The fact that you picked this, I was like, oh my God.
I picked it because I'm all for movies that I feel like we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Right.
And I feel like there's going to be a lot to talk about in this because it is, if nothing else, it is an experience to watch this film.
It is. It's a bit. Well, coming at it from an adult, because I watched this movie repeatedly when I was a kid, because Michael Jackson was my first album I ever bought, Dangerous. So we're going to do Moonwalker.
Yeah, we are going to do Moonwalker. Michael Jackson's
Moonwalker.
I don't even know where to begin with this thing. It's going to be a treat.
Bring it on. I cannot wait.
Yeah, and I hope because there's no way to get through that episode without singing a whole bunch of Michael Jackson, so I hope we don't get sued.
And I'm fine with that. We're not going to get sued.
No, we'll be right.
Yeah, we'll be
right. You'll get to hear our dulcet tones.
Yeah, exactly.
Shema. Etc. Etc.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to wrap us up, Nick. Do you want to tell people where they can find us again?
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a fan of the podcast, you can find us on any social media. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But if you do want to write us an email, chuck us an email at nictysonvideotape@gmail.com.
Send us some requests. We're looking forward to... I know there's some people that listen to the show that have given me requests, and I've requested specifically that they email officially, and they are being... stubborn.
Wow.
So you've been told.
They're verbally giving you those
and I'm
requests?
No, it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. You got to give it to us. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we love to take requests. We'd love to do our next volume of Buy Request, which we are planning on doing soon. We have to do that really soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. We will do that.
But even if you want to tell us what you thought of Gone in 60 Seconds, what your favorite Nic Cage performance was.
Absolutely. Do you rate
Cage
Con
at all?
Air?
Do you rate Con Air?
Do you rate Con Air?
Who doesn't rate Con Air?
I don't.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I rate the song. That's it.
Yeah, it's
the song that went with it.
How do
Who was that?
I
That's the one. Who was that? Was that Bonnie Tyler?
No,
Who
it was
that?
it was Faith Hill, wasn't it?
Faith Hill.
Was it?
Faith Hill.
I don't know.
How do I live without
but yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and you can
No,
also
that's
just
terrible.
jump on YouTube and you can write a comment under one of our videos if you'd like. You can send me memes directly on our Facebook page. I'm a big fan of memes. I was in heaven the other day because I found on BuzzFeed 100 Infinity War memes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And that is why I deleted BuzzFeed
man.
there. I deleted it.
And I enjoyed that 10 minutes, I tell you that. That was a lot of fun.
Golden. But yes, if you would like to contact us, we'd love to hear from you, especially from those people who are overseas who enjoy our podcast.
We would love to hear from our overseas friends.
But yes, please rate, review,
subscribe,
like, all of that stuff on the iTunes if you can,
or 5 stars our way. We will thank you forever.
You can, because you can do it on any platform.
That's
really.
It. All right.
Tyson,
that's going to wrap us up. That was fun, Nick.
It's been fun.
All right, we'll see you next week.
I'm going to watch Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, no. Don't do it.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye, Tyson.
Bye.